Scotland's a wild and lovely place.
But there's a change we must embrace.
Scotland's water's world class.
No doubt.
So, take a refillable bottle.
When you go out.
It's your water, your life.
Top up from the tap with Scottish Water.
Fresh, cool, clear.
And only available right here.
The latest in tech suit innovation. Frictionless fiber construction. Surface lift technology. ENDO compression cage. Seamless exo shell. Tier Benzo. Battleborn.
Well, good evening and welcome everybody to Aberdeen Sports Village here in the northeast of Scotland. We are here for the final day of action for the Scottish National Open Championships 2019. It's been a great week so far. I'm Paul Noble. I'll be taking you through the action this evening, and I'm joined in the commentary box by two-time Scottish Commonwealth Games swimmer Jack Thorpe. Evening,
hello,
Jack.
Nice to be here. It's a pleasure.
Well, the first question for you, Jack, is you've had a great week this week. You've been swimming some excellent times. Your Edinburgh University team going to have to do without you in the relay tonight. What's the story?
Yeah, so spoke to Chris Jones, my coach, yesterday, and he just said, you know, we've put in a really good shift so far in the 50, the 100, 4x1 last night, and he basically said wanted to rest up for getting into training in the next couple of weeks in the last cycle ahead of British Summer Championships and the US Nationals, which are my focus meets.
And you were very, very close to that Scottish record yesterday in the 50 freestyle, 5/100ths of a second. You're obviously pleased with that.
Yeah, I mean, like I was saying to Chris, it was a complete surprise, and I was delighted to be as close to the record as I was. But you know, I think I just got it in my head that I could potentially do it at night, and you know, potentially just over revved it a little bit. But it's a great place to be in season, going 49 in the 100 and being so close to my personal best in that 50. So it's great for the meets to come.
And the schedule for tonight, as I said, your team are going to have to do without you in those final relays. We do start off the evening with the men's 100 metres butterfly. And we've seen some good tussles in the butterfly. The winner of the 50 metres will meet the winner of the 200, Sam Horrocks and Tom Bailey. Tom Bailey was great in the 200, wasn't he?
Yeah, so he's been at Plymouth for a few years now. He's obviously going well. I think he's more of a 200 specialist, but can definitely drop down, so he'll be definitely a danger for Sam tonight.
It should be a very interesting one in that 100 metres butterfly. The format for tonight, of course, we do have the A and the B finals for the able-bodied swimmers. For the first 3 events, we've also got multi-classification finals as well. And Ollie Carter, a swimmer from University of Stirling, been in great form this week. A couple of Scottish records. He's going for another long-standing record in the 100 metres butterfly. So that's one certainly to watch out for.
And I believe that record is yours currently.
Yes.
Will you be gripping the seat
I know.
a bit tighter during that race, perhaps?
Mixed feelings. Ollie Carter's been taking my records regularly for the last couple of years, but no, seriously, it's great to see him progress through the ranks. And if he's going to break through into the Grey B team, he's going to have to break these long-standing records. But
records are there to be broken.
I'll wait and see how I feel when it happens. He's a little bit off yet. He's got a second to drop tonight. We'll see what happens in that 100 fly. That's first up. In the women's 100 freestyle, well, next to go should be another cracking race as well. Your two teammates, Rachel Masson and Lucy Hope, in the centre lanes.
Yeah, I think they'll be really pushing to get into that 55. They've both been 55 this season. I think Lucy split at 55 in the relay last night. Masson's been 56 mid, 55.9 in season as well. So I think those two will be really pushing hard tonight to go sub 56.
Well, it should be a very interesting contest between those two. Don't discount the others as well. Emily Horn and the Greek swimmer Marta Massa have also been in good form, certainly in the shorter distances as well. In the 200, well, Stephen Milne was just pipped for the title by Kyle Chisholm.
Kyle's been on great form, yeah. I think it'll be a Kyle and potentially Regan, but you can never count out Stephen. No matter what stage of training he's at, he's always a danger, he's always a contender. I think that'll be a really good race tonight. Yeah,
one of Scotland's very best over the last few years, Stephen Milne. Women's 200 metres butterfly. Well, Kiana McInnes is probably the specialist 200 metres butterflyer. Hannah Miley, again, what a schedule that she sets for herself every Scottish Championship.
Jack of all traits, the nature of 400 medley swimmer, you can really turn your hand to so many events. And 200 breaststroke, I believe she's been training on early mornings and some of the days earlier in the meet as well, so it's clearly working through this meet. I believe her tapered rested meet will be US Nationals as well, so this will be very much a working meet for Hannah.
Yeah, and Tame Bruce, of course, who you know well.
Right, I do know. So she's obviously come off the back of an injury, for those that didn't know, in Glasgow International. She broke her toe, just a freak accident, and so I think she'll be happy to be getting close to back on form and in ahead of the US Nationals as well, part of that Scottish team.
And the sprints are next up. Men's 50 metres backstroke will start us off. Perry Gardner has been a medalist in the 100 and the 200. Might be trying to get a gold medal this time. He was beaten by Craig McNally on both occasions, but Scott Gibson's fastest into that final. But as always in the 50s, it's going to be tight.
It will be. Scott Gibson's the 18-year-old Scottish record holder with 25.66, so if he can get close to that 25 tonight, that'd be very good. But I think with Perry, 50 specialist, those two will be really the favourites and pushing hard tonight.
Yeah, in the 50 metres breaststroke as well, Cara Hanlon going for the treble. She's been in great form. She's on the 100 and the 200. Can she add the 50?
Her 150 this morning in particular have been very close to her personal best times. I think that it's 31.5, 31.4 is her best for the 50, so again she's very close to that and well out in front in terms of the rest of the field. I think over a second in that 50 breaststroke. But then of course you can't count out Katie Robertson, who's been in fantastic form across so many events. 50 fly last night and that 26.9, it was flying.
It's been a bit of a revelation, Katie Robertson, well known as a breaststroke. She's come out and she's performed exceptionally well on butterfly.
Yeah, you would argue that her fly swims, the 60 point and the 26.9, has been better than her breaststroke events, particularly in terms of pheno points. So yeah, it's an interesting transition she's making there. Clearly training for both with her coach. And
400 metres individual medley for men, moving up the distances again. Thomas Payne from City of Manchester Aquatic fastest in there. Callum Laurie got a little bit more to give, I think, in the final. He was second in the 200, of course, behind a phenomenal swim from one of the world's stars, the Duncan Scott.
1:59 was a fantastic swim.
And 1500 freestyle for women, a field full of juniors. Really, really good to see only one senior taking part in that fastest heat of the women's 1500 freestyle. And of course the very exciting relays to finish us off with, the men's medley relay minus Jack Thorpe, and the women's 4x100 medley relay to finish us off with. That should be an excellent night's action. It's been some excellent performances we've seen all through the week. We were looking at some of the performances the last couple of days, and the backstrokers, the women's backstrokers, certainly caught my eye. Kathleen Dawson, again someone coming back off an injury, performed exceptionally well in the 50 backstroke and in the 100 last night. It was a fantastic swim, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, she hurt her knee. It was on an altitude camp with British Swimming. It was a land warm-up, and it was just a freak accident, sort of twisting of the knee, and I believe it was the ACL that she tore, and again needed surgery for that. So she's come off the back of rehabilitation, and like you're saying, with some fantastic performances, really thrown her hat in the ring.
We won't see Kathleen tonight. She finished her programme yesterday, and the Stirling team don't have a team in the girls relay as well, but leaving the door open for Edinburgh University.
Yeah, well, it's always nice to have a tussle with the men and women's relays with Stirling, but I think a large majority of that team are focusing on either the World University Games or World Championships coming up, so I think most of them have finished their programmes now, with the odd few that are left.
And your teammate, the man you had those tussles with in the 50 and the 100 freestyle, David Cumberly, he's off as well.
Yeah, he'll be flying out to Italy on Tuesday for the World University Games, so he's away home to get ready to prep for that. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how he goes. He's been on great form.
Yeah, busy summer ahead for the British swimmers, and a busy night ahead for us here in Aberdeen Sports Village. First event is out now behind the blocks. It's the men's 100 butterfly for multi-classification. Para swimmers, Matthew Scott in 1 from Aberdeen Performance, Dylan Blakely, East Lothian in 2 from East Lothian, Conor Morrison from Aberdeen Performance in 3, the local man, Jack Milne in 4 from Dundee City Aquatic. In 5 there's Ollie Carter. Well, is he going to claim that long-standing record? John Law from University of Stirling, a visually impaired swimmer, goes in lane 6, and he is a Scottish record holder, John Law, at 106.05, and Logan Smith, 16-year-old from North Lanarkshire, completes the distance in lane number 7. So, multi-classification swimmers, as I said, all of them are S14 swimmers with an intellectual impairment, with the exception of John Law, a visually impaired swimmer in 6, and Ollie Carter, the physically impaired swimmer in the S10 class in lane number 5. So expect the S14 swimmers and the S13 swimmer to get off the blocks a little bit faster than Ollie Carter, and it is a very good start from John Law there, 1 lane up from Ollie Carter, who's in the top of those 2 yellow lanes, and a good start from Jack Milne as well, who's been in good form this week.
Yeah, fantastic start there.
Yeah, Jack Milne coming into the turn now. He's in the S14 class. He's already won a couple of titles for Dundee City Aquatic. Ollie Carter in 3rd spot behind John Law, and coming back now, Ollie Carter beginning to look strong here.
30.7 is setting himself up well for pushing that record. If he comes back in a 34, he could be on the table.
Well, Jack Milne is certainly going to win. Well, he's going to be first to the wall anyway. Of course, the medals will be decided on how close they are to the world record for their classifications. Ollie Carter and John Law having a great tussle here, but Jack Milne is going to be into the wall first. The clock ticking over at 103 for Jack Milne. Is Ollie Carter going to claim that record? Oh, 105.85 for Ollie Carter. Well, 7 100s outside the Scottish record. Survives for another day, but let's have a look at John Law's time of 105.81. John Law inside his own Scottish record, so well done John Law. That's a Scottish record for him, and Ollie Carter so close to claiming that long-standing record.
Fantastic race.
Well, the guys really tried hard in that. They're really pushing hard, Ollie Carter.
Yeah, he came back well, very well.
Well, I can rest on my laurels for another day, but I think that is going to go very soon. Ollie's down to the British Summer Championship, so I don't expect I'll be the Scottish record holder for too long. But I've had a good run.
It's lasted a long time. What was that, 1996?
1996,
very
yeah.
good.
Atlanta
Long run.
Paralympics. Well done to John Law for setting that new record. And we move on to the B final, this 100 metres butterfly. Here's the lineup. Ian Rose down at the bottom of your screen there. Warren DeBath swimmer, that familiar red Warrender cap. Carl Barrett from Aberdeen Performance in 1. Fionn McMenamin from Leinster, one of the Irish visitors in 2. 2 City of Glasgow swimmers, Angus Nicol and Mark Ford in 3 and 4. Jamie McDonald, other red cap of Warrender in the centre lane in line 5. Craig Greenock, City of Glasgow, next to his teammate Conor McNeil. Andrew McIntosh, Edinburgh University in 8, and Jamie Allison from Swim Ulster, another one of the Irish swimmers in the outside lane. Good start there for Mark Ford, the only junior in this one. He'll claim the Scottish junior title if he completes the distance successfully here. No juniors in the A final.
Yeah, it's quite split field at the moment. Coming into the ball fairly close together. We've got Andrew McIntosh up in the mix at the top, better known for breaststroke, but throwing his hat in the ring on the 100 fly.
Well, Mark Ford in the centre now, just being pressed by, well, about 3 swimmers. A couple of lanes up from him. Mark Ford, Craig Greenock, Conor McNeil. Mark Ford in the centre there with that blue cap, being pressed by Craig Greenock in lane number 6. It's very tight between the 2 City of Glasgow swimmers as they come into the closing stages now. It is going to be Craig Greenock, I think, will take this one. 57.39 with Mark Ford in second position under the 58 second mark. 57.95 for Mark Ford. Well, we haven't got a confirmed result yet, as Jamie McDonald 58.29 in third position. Well, very close race there. Mark Ford, the youngster, the only junior in this one, he did a good job there at the front of the field, just been pipped by his teammate at the end.
Yeah, those times are very good. They would have both made a final there. Good drops from heat to final, which is always good to see.
Mark Ford will add another junior title to his collection this week. He's done junior titles and crowned the junior champion in the backstroke events, also in the 200 metres butterfly, so he's added the 100 metres butterfly to that list. Move on to the A final. This is where titles will be decided. Promises to be a cracking race. Chris Muir from Glasgow University in 0. Ryan Brown, City of Glasgow in 1. Mark Elrick in 2, the bronze medalist in the 200 fly. Sam Horrocks, champion in the 50 in lane 4. Tom Bealey, the champion in the 200 in 5. Jonathan Tate in lane 6 from Edinburgh University. Michael Hewitt, Swim Ulster in 7. Jonah Walsh, Edinburgh University in 8. And Gregor Swinney, City of Glasgow in lane number 9. Well, Jack, Sam Horrocks and Tom Bealey going to be the favourites.
Yeah, for sure. Sam, wealth of experience, short course specialist. Tom Bealey, better known for the 200, will most likely come back. Ross Leslie, first of 3 swims tonight, the 100 fly, 200 free, and then the relay. It's also his 21st birthday today.
So Sam Horrocks in lane number 4. Standing up there, he's the last one to drop down. Tom Bealey, 200 metre butterfly champion. No surprise that Sam Horrocks gets off the blocks well, the winner of the 50, and that's a blistering start for the City of Manchester, man.
Yeah, he's very well known for his short course abilities, and he's clearly transitioned that well into the start. Tom Bealey's got a lot of work to do in this second half if he's going to keep up.
Oh, Sam Horrocks, wow, it's almost a body length ahead there, 25.14. It's almost a second ahead of Ross Leslie. and Tom Bailey in third position. But Sam Horrocks is going to be really difficult to catch now.
Yeah, he's flying, absolutely flying. It was a fantastic turn as well, and yeah, I think this is Sam's race. He's clearly held back a fair bit in the heats, and he's really showing his class now.
Well, Tom Bailey in a contest for second position, but no doubt about the winner. Sam Horrocks will take this one. Clear winner in 53.71. Well, that was impressive. Couple of second drop from his heat time. Tom Bailey did just claim second position ahead of Michael Hewitt, and Ross Leslie just missing out on the medal positions there in fourth position. 55.79 for Ross Leslie.
It's also nice to see Ryan Brown back in the mix. He's coming back from a bit of a knee injury. He's, I believe it's knee surgery he's had as well. It's again one of these freak accidents, and it's set him back a fair amount, but it's good to see him back in the mix now.
Well, it was a great race there. A number of improvements there from the heat times. That's what you're looking for, though, isn't it, Jack? You've got to swim a fast heat to make the final. You've got to go faster again to in that final.
Yeah, for sure. It changes from meet to meet, obviously. If you're at the big meets, you'll have to go a lot faster, but being able to drop from heat to final, heat to semi-final, it makes the real difference, and that's what can really sort of elevate yourself into that top class, and that's exactly what Sam did there. He's clearly a very controlled heat, and then a fantastic final swim there.
Multi-classification swimmers out for the women's 100 freestyle. Genevieve Hunter from South Lanarkshire in 1. Erin Swan from North Lanarkshire in 2. Natalia Holchai from Aberdeen in 3. Tony Shaw will be the favourite for this one, Scottish record holder in the S9 class in lane number 4. Beth Johnson from Borders in lane 5. Amy McFarlane, experienced Amy McFarlane, North Lanarkshire in 6. Cara Smythe goes in 7. And the local swimmer, Laura Pilkington, up there in lane number 8. Again, multi-classification swimmers. 2 swimmers in the outside lanes, the lower numerical classes. Laura Pilkington in S6. And Genevieve Hunter in S8, closest to us. Tony Shaw, probably the class of the field here. Scottish record holder, 104.07. Had a superb European Championships last year, winning the gold medal in the 400 free. She's been absolutely on fire this week, Tony Shaw. A couple of Scottish records to her name already over the first 3 days, and a British record as well in the 100 butterfly. So Tony Shaw stretching to the front. And Tony Shaw, one of your Commonwealth Games teammates.
Yeah, Glasgow, in Australia, Gold Coast, she had a very full schedule, I think 4 or 5 events, and she made finals in all of them, and she's clearly gone strength to strength. Another perfect demonstration of that now.
And we've been saying over the last few days, Tony Shaw, of course, missing the lower part of her right arm, but just to watch her swim that freestyle, no one would know that she is missing that arm.
She's clearly done a lot of work with her coach on technique, because she's got that down to a fine art. You know, as you were saying, you would never be able to tell.
Well, Tony Shaw stretching away now. Can she claim another Scottish record? 104.07 is the record held by Tony Shaw. It's got to be under threat here. British record stands at 103.07. The Tony Shaw, can she get under that 104 mark? Think she might just do it. She is under it. 103.83. Another Scottish record for Tony Shaw. Wow, she is on sparkling form here in Aberdeen, her home pool, followed home by Beth Johnson and Natalie Holchai and Amy McFarlane. We'll just bring the other swimmers in. Genevieve Hunter chasing a long-standing record of 125.42 as well, and she's just outside that one, 128.26. And it is a multi-classification race, so not necessarily the swimmer that touches the wall first, it's the swimmer that is closest to their world record time. But I think with that sensational time, another Scottish record, Tony Shaw will take the gold for that one. That was superb.
Yeah, it was a fantastic turn as well. She really came off that wall well and carrying the speed across, and it set her up for that second half of the length, dipping below that 64. Another really big PB.
And Tony Shaw on her way to the World Paraswimming Championships in London in September. I'm sure she will be, well, the rest of the world will be looking at her performance this week and thinking, wow, we've got a real star emerging here.
The bar has been set for sure with that performance.
Tony Shaw will head towards British summer meet with great confidence after our performances here. We're on to the B final now for women's 100 metres freestyle. Tara Hayworth from Edinburgh University in lane 0. Saskia Wade from City of Glasgow in 1. Alice Alcaraz, Aberdeen Performance in 2. Nia Thompson from Denmark goes in lane number 3. Gulsum City of Glasgow in 4. Jessica Christie, South Aberdeenshire, goes in 5. Cara Stapleton and Charlotte O'Riordan, the 2 Leinster swimmers, in 6 and 7. Rebecca Reid from Aberdeen in 8. And Natalie Jones from Warren Baths right up there at the top in lane number 9. The B final of the 100 metres freestyle. There were 6 swimmers under the 1 minute mark. And we have 14-year-old Saskia Wade in lane 1 and a 15-year-old Natalie Jones in lane number 9.
That was a powerful start from Gulsum there. She's out in front. Good experience under her belt, one of the more senior swimmers in this race. Although it's coming in fairly even and towards the wall now. The rest of the field have come back a fair bit.
Yeah, promises to be a close race there. Gulsum is first to the wall, 0.3 of a second ahead of Cara Stapleton, I think. She came off that wall really, really well.
Yeah, by far the best turn there, and it really shows those underwaters coming up ahead. Set shot for the second half of the length. Streaking ahead a fair amount of competition from the left though.
Yeah, that's Nia Thompson from Denmark pulling back there. Gulsum is breathing to her left. You can see the Dane coming alongside her. There's not much she can do about it. It looks like Nia Thompson is going to get the touch here. A great swim from the Dane. She'll take that B final 58.74. Gulsum was pepped there by Cara Stapleton in lane number 6, 59.01. And Gulsum well, she gave everything there. Just pipped at the end there, showing her experience. Gulsum there, great turn, but just couldn't hold on at the end.
Yeah, very fast finish there from the Denmark swimmer. Nearly the full field under the 60 point, which is good. Nearly everyone dropped from heat to final.
Yeah, always good to see improvements being made. Well, your Team Jack, Edinburgh University, well represented in this one. The lineup for final: Victoria Catterson from Ulster in 0, Sophie Smith, St Thomas in 1, Juliette Cassini, Edinburgh University in 2, Marta Matza, the Greek swimmer, goes in lane 3, Rachel Masson and Lucy Hope side by side in lane number 4, Emily Horn, City of Glasgow. She showed some good form in the sprint events this week. Anna Main and Sophie Lewis-Ward from Edinburgh University in 7 and 8. And the only junior in this one is Katie Goodburn from Warren Baths in the outside lane. Rachel Masson has probably shown the best form this week. Slightly better than Lucy Hope. Lucy Hope, of course, building into the season as well. But Rachel Masson's been the one to beat in the last couple of days.
Yeah, Lucy and Masson will both be looking to get as close to the 55 mark as they can tonight. It's a very fast start there from Emily Horn, I think.
Yeah, Emily Horn's been very fast off the block in the 50 metre events. She also did a good 200 freestyle in the relay as well, Emily Horn, for the City of Glasgow team, so she may well have the stamina for this 100. But what a good start from the Greek swimmer Marta Massa, the 32-year-old from Greece, showing her experience here, and she leads them into the wall.
Yeah, that was a fantastic turn, really powered in and built off well. All about the second half on the 100 freestyle though, and I think that's Lucy Hope powering through here.
Well, Lucy Hope looks like she's got the advantage over her teammate there, Rachel Masson in lane number 4. Emily Horn is still in contention here, but Lucy Hope, well, she hasn't taken an open gold medal this week. Looks like it might be her first one here as an individual. Lucy Hope will take it in 55.88. A great second half there from Lucy Hope. It is second place to Masson, and a good second 50 as well from Emily Horn and Sophie Smith, just missing out on the medals there, 57.04. But Lucy Hope, well, she was strong.
Yeah, she built into that very well there. Usually goes out very fast, but much more conserved approach to the swim there.
We've seen Lucy Hope in the backstroke. She's featured very heavily in that contest that we had of the 3 backstrokers in the last couple of days. We've seen her do the freestyle. What do you think, sir, going to be her focus going forward?
I'd imagine it would be the freestyle. I mean, if it's for the major teams, the 100, the 200 freestyles, really the ticket onto these senior British teams. So I think the majority of the focus of the training for all those Edinburgh girls will be based around that 100 and 200 freestyle in the event we just saw.
Olympic year next year, of course. Hard to believe, I know.
Come around fast.
Yeah, well, less than a year from the Olympic trials. A number of the swimmers will be building towards. Lucy Hope and yourself, of course, Jack, will be building towards that.
Yeah, we've got lots of camps coming up. And yeah, the real focus is going to be towards trials. As Chris says, the trials is our Olympics. You know, it's that kind of mentality we're going to have to take into it if we're going to make a mark and get our foot in the door.
Well, trials next year. It's April, I think the trials are next year. Working towards that. So, as I said, less than a year away. Countdown clock is on. As we move on to the next final, men's 200 metres freestyle. This is the multi-classification final. 3 swimmers in this one, all in the S14 class, so disability points won't come into this, so it'll be first to the wall. They will claim the spoils here and be crowned the Scottish champion. Conor Morrison in the centre lane from Aberdeen Performance. 1 lane down from him, Dylan Blakely, the 16-year-old from East Lothian, and 1 lane up, Jack Milne.
Yeah, it was a very fast reaction there from Conor. He was off the block very quickly and powering up into the stroke. His rate's quite high for a 200, I must say, for that opening 50. You really need to be careful in the 200 to pace yourself. Sort of a steady 6-beat kick there, but you'll need to be careful with his rate coming back in that second 100.
Well, Jack Milne was the man who was strong enough to take the 200 metres individual medley title a couple of days ago, and he looks like he's pulling up now on Conor Morrison. Conor Morrison, really better known as a breaststroker, the 100 breaststroke silver medalist from the European Championships last year. Jack Milne and Conor Morrison now in a tussle, but Jack Milne certainly looks like the favourite now. He's paced that a lot better.
He has. His stroke was very smooth that first half. He was clearly holding back, and he's now building into it in this third 50.
Oh, Conor Morrison doesn't look like he's finished just yet. He's putting everything into this, but Jack Milne has got the advantage. Scottish record held by City of Glasgow's Louis Lawler at 2:02.37, and Louis, he'll be on his way to the World Para Swimming Championships in London as well, his first team selection, so we wish him well. But Jack Milne, well, that was a great turn, that final turn.
That was a fantastic turn, and he's should be breathing towards each other now, so they'll both be able to see what's going on, and I think Jack's going to be streaking away.
Well, Conor Morrison trying to get back on terms. He's not giving this one away, Conor Morrison, but he is toiling now at the tail end here because Jack Milne is coming away in front. He's going to claim another Scottish title. He's had a good week here, Jack Milne from Dundee City Aquatics, and I think he's going to claim that title in the 200 freestyle in that time of 2:08.08, and it is a 5-second improvement from his heat swim. I think, to be honest, he was conserving something in the heats this morning, but he managed to execute that very well in the final.
That was, yeah. I mean, if you can conserve, it's always better to do so when you get those rare opportunities. But like we were saying earlier, those bigger meets you will have to put a fair bit more in the heats to make it through to the later stages. So it's not always the best thing to do. You want to practice kind of putting yourself in that position under fatigue and seeing how your body reacts.
And Conor Morrison obviously went off a very good start. I mean, Jack Milne and Conor Morrison know each other very well. Is it something that, you know, might phase you if someone, say David Cumberland, in fact you might expect that, him to go off really fast.
Of course, I mean,
faster than you might have expected, and suddenly you're like half a body length behind. You think, wow.
Well, yeah, it's these close rivalries with teammates, with training partners, so you know what the race plan will be, you know how they're going to approach it, and it's being able to kind of have that focus, that tunnel vision, and not let those things affect you, and stick to your own race plan, and that comes with experience. Of course, the younger swimmers they'll react, they'll see someone fly out in front, and then they'll affect their rate, and and Jack held his own there. Connor went out, and his rate was high, and he clearly went out with intent, but Jack kept his cool and really kept that race under control. And he clearly knew what he was doing the whole way.
Well, a good win there for Jack Milner. We've seen that so often this week, certainly the younger swimmers getting sucked into someone else's race.
Yeah, it's nice to see that. Well, Jack, obviously 18, a bit younger there, but it's good to see he's got that in control and he's learning that technique early. It's not something that comes easily for a lot of people. Yeah,
Dundee City aquatic swimmer, certainly one to watch for the future. Built towards the Tokyo Paralympics as well. The Paralympic trials are in April next year as well, so that's one of the events for the multi-classification swimmers. Move on to the B final now of the 200 metres freestyle.
That's Tom Bealey in lane 4, fresh out of the 100 fly, not been long.
I'll see what Tom's got left there in the centre lane. Carl Barrett for Aberdeen Performance in 0, Fraser Meadows, Edinburgh University in 1, Kyle Boyack from University of Stirling in 2, Liam McLaughlin from Warren de Bass in 3, Tom Bealey, as we said, back in again in line 4, Auri Hasuna and Jack Watson side by side in 5 and 6, the 2 Edinburgh University swimmers. Joe Watt and Miles Lapsley from City of Glasgow in 7 and 8, and Keir Edgar from First in lane number 9. You can always tell when a swimmer from First is in the water because the drums go and they're banging very loudly here for their swimmer in the outside. Great to see the support for some of the swimmers here.
Yeah, as the atmosphere to the event, and like you were saying, First, they really do bring a large team of support with them. Very spread out at the moment, and after that initial first 50 out in the outside lane at the moment, Kyle Boyack, I believe.
Yeah, it's Kyle Boyack in lane number 2. Lane 0 right at the bottom of your screen there. So
yeah, he was 158 in the heat. I think his best is a 153, so perhaps holding back a little bit in the heat.
It's very close to the halfway point. 55.86 from Audi Hasuna. And Kyle Boyack just behind there in 56.03, so not much in it at all between these two, but as you said, Jack's pretty spread out across the pool.
It is, and Audet is actually going out to the World Championships for Libya at the end of the month, so he'll be focusing down and resting soon, so I think he'll be looking for a sharpen up race here. He's looking good coming into this final wall.
Audi Hasuna looks like he might just get the touch there. Kyle Boyack going into that final 50 here, but a very good turn again from Audi Hasuna. We've seen that often here in the finals tonight. A good turn, taking him away and clear, and Kyle Boyack is probably going to have to play catch up here. Can he get back on terms with Hasuna? Hasuna, a very, very measured stroke coming into the last 15 metres here. I think he is going to hold off Kyle Boyack as they get into the red zone, the final 5, and it is going to be Audi Hasuna, 154.92. With that loping freestyle stroke, breathing to his left there all the way down. He used that to great effect.
He did, and I think that's quite close to his personal best. I think 154 low or mid is his best, so that's a good performance there.
Audi Hasuna in good shape for the World Championships, 154.92. Kyle Boyack in second, and Tom Bealey, well, not showing many after effects from that butterfly swim. Just
he had a very fast start as well, I noticed, just flying off the block.
Tom Bealey in third position. Miles Lapsley, the only junior in either the A or the B final, so he completed the distance in 158.81, and he will be the Scottish junior champion.
I think one to look for here definitely is Kyle. I believe he negative split the heat this morning. So clearly got a lot more in the tank. Personal best of 149. It was a 153 this morning. Then of course you've got Regan Lloyd, who's always on form in the 2 and the 400. Stephen Milne, can never count him out. I think they had a great tussle on that 400 earlier in the meet.
Yeah, 7 100 second separated him. 3 of your teammates in 0, 1 and 2, Jack. Kieran McGuckin, Ross Leslie and Scott Godby.
Kieran McGuckin, heaps of experience. He's been around the block a few times. Ross Leslie, second event of the afternoon. Scott Godby coming back from injury, substantial injury in his right foot earlier in the season. Great to see him in form. Personal best in the 100 freestyler in the week.
Jordan Cooley and Kyle Chisholm side by side, the two Stockport Metro swimmers. Regan Lloyd from Team Ipswich in 5, bronze medalist behind Stephen Milne and Kyle Chisholm in the 400. Stephen Milne goes in 6, Max Tambling 7, Martin McInnes in 8, and Harley Beaches from Edinburgh Uni in lane number 9. Stephen Milne, great competitor, and what a record he's got over the last few years. Stephen Milne, of course, the pinnacle being the Olympic silver medal in the 4x200 relay. Oh well, no one taking the start in lane 7. I think that was Stephen Milne for a second there, but it's not. It's Max Tambling not taking the start. Stephen Milne is definitely in the water and straight into the lead.
That distinctive bilateral breathing every 3 strokes. Very few swimmers now at the top level use that. He's one of very few that do, but he does it also very well. He always attacks these walls with so much intent. He really whips round and attacks these walls.
Well, Kyle Chisholm and Regan Lloyd and Stephen Milne very, very close there as they go through that first 50. Stephen Milne made his name as a distance swimmer, 1500 freestyle. Remember him coming into your first Commonwealth Games in Glasgow in 2014 as a 1500 swimmer. Appeared in I think for the first time I saw him swim in the 4x200 relay at those Commonwealth Games, and he's just gone from strength to strength since then.
It's fantastic all the way through from 100 to 1500. He's been in the 4x100 relay as well.
Well, it looks like Kyle Chisholm maybe just has a little bit of an edge now as he goes ahead of Regan Lloyd, 1 lane up, and Stephen Milne at that red cap. The main 3, the big 3 are stretching ahead now, but it does look like Kyle Chisholm might be the favourite here going into that last turn.
Got a really powerful stroke, really strong leg kick there. Every 2 breathing, he's breathing towards the 2 coming back here. He's got an advantage over them. See where he needs to be, how much he needs to put in. We're powering back in this last 50.
Well, Stephen Milne putting a little bit of a spurt on here. Kyle Chisholm just pips Stephen Milne in the 400. Is Stephen Milne going to turn the tables here? The red cap of Stephen Milne. Well, we thought he was dead and buried at the last turn here, but can he just nick it at the end here? Stephen Milne will take that one in a sensational last 50 there. Wow, what a last 50 for Stephen.
Came back like a train. 150.01, I think he'll be pleased with that. It would have been nice to get into the 149, but that's a really strong swim. His targeted meet will be the US at the end of the next month, sort of into August. So that's a fantastic swim.
Oh, you're a hard man. It'd be good to get into the 140s. 150.01. Well, what a great swim from Stephen Milne. Wow, you would have bet your life on Kyle Chisholm there coming into that last turn, but Stephen Milne, well, should never discount him. He's got great experience. He's one of the best competitors in the Scottish team and in the British team. He's proved that over the last few years.
He must have taken a second out of him in that last 50. It was a fantastic last 50. Really came back strong.
Regan Lloyd in 3rd position, and Scott Goby in 4th place, 154.06 for Scott.
I think that's right on his best, actually. That was a very good performance.
So move on to the women's 200 metres butterfly. After that exciting finish there, we don't have any more multi-classification events. All the events that are coming up tonight, there's no multi-classification events for those, so we're straight into the B-final.
A lot of juniors in this event, the oldest being 17.
Yeah, that is Alice Meldrum, South Lanarkshire in lane number 1, the oldest in the field. Fanrada McGregor from Carnegie had an excellent swim this morning. Saw her heat swim. I think her entry time was something like 2:42 and she went 2:34. She had a huge smile on her face when she finished. I wonder if she can follow that up tonight. Swimmer in lane 0. Meldrum in 1, Jennifer Murray in 2, Rebecca Auger in 3, Ellie Donegan, swim Ulster in 4, Scarlett Ferris in 5 from Dundee City Aquatic, Jenny Galloway in 6, Adele McDade in 7, and Jacqueline McMillan, the second Carnegie swimmer, goes in the outside lane, right up there at the top in lane 9. In fact, no swimmer taking the start in lane 9, just lane 8, Jacqueline McMillan.
Yeah, like you were saying there with the junior swimmers in particular, when they're in these junior events, you can really make big drops. and it's almost unpredictable where the winner can come from. You know, as it stands, it's out in 1, but 200 fly is a long event. A lot can happen. A very strong start out in 1 from Alice Meldrum.
Yeah, the oldest swimmer in the field. There's no swimmer in lane number 5, so Scarlett Ferris not taking the start here. But it is Alice Meldrum, the 17-year-old, coming up to that halfway point. So Alice Meldrum leads them through. Ellie Donegan in second, closely followed by Jenny Galloway and Jacqueline McMillan right up there at the top in 4th position. I've got to say at this point, well, maybe 4 swimmers still in contention, and well, it is a 200 metres butterfly. We can see things change about in the second half, and we see it often.
Yeah, that was a very strong start there from Alice. A 108, that's setting up for a blistering time if she can hold on to it here in this second half with an entry of 2:33 from this morning. But we'll see what happens in this last length. Like you're saying, it can change very quickly in a 200 fly.
Well, coming through very strongly, just 1 lane up from Alice, is Jen Murray, who has come from a long way back in 5th position, and now she's moved up now, probably, well, just into 3rd, I think. But a very, very good turn from Alice Meldrum. That's given her a little bit of momentum coming into the closing stages here.
She has a final spurt off the wall there. I think she's got enough about 2 metres or so. Bit of contest coming from the middle lanes.
Jenny Galloway with that red cap of Warren Bass, and look at Jen Murray coming just 1 lane up from Alice Meldrum. She will be able to see Alice Meldrum now, but I think she's going to run out of pool here. Is Alice Meldrum or Jenny Galloway going to get this one? It is going to be Alice Meldrum, I think. Just wow, 227.39 for Alice Meldrum. Jenny Galloway just behind her, 227.61, and Jen Murray, what a finish, what a second 100, 228.32 for Jen Murray, and she almost nicked it. Maybe another 5 metres, it would have been hers.
Ran out of pool. Classic situation can often happen. Alice went out with intent and she held on. Sort of classic junior swimming there. Huge drops from heat to final. Most likely a lot of personal best times there. Lots of happy faces, hopefully, even after our 200 fly.
Alice Meldrum certainly seemed to do it the hard way. Went out fast and just hung on. Arguably timed it perfectly. We can say that. We'll give her that. We'll give her that one.
Timed it well. Paced it well.
Absolutely. A final. That should be a very interesting one here. Madeline Robertson from Mijas in Spain, and Lucy Grieve from South Ayrshire. Both of them are Scots, and they will contest for the junior title. Tame Bruce in lane number 2, Yvonne Brown in 3, Kiana McInnes. Probably the favourite for this one, Kiana. 200 butterfly specialist next to the Scottish record holder, Hannah Miley in 5, Gaia Alcaraz in 6, next to Jasmine Perry, a medalist in the 50 metres butterfly, Serena Guaram and Emma Scully from City of Glasgow in the outside lane. An interesting one. This one, Jack, the experience of Hannah Miley, the youth of Kiana McInnes, very talented.
Yeah, Kiana's definitely the specialist in the 200, but the 400 medley gives you the ability to really apply yourself in all these events, and can't discredit Tame Bruce out in the outside lane there, or out in the far side. More of a 100 specialist, coming back from a toe injury as we discussed earlier. I think she'll be happy just to be able to be contesting in the field, hopefully getting in and among the medals, but it's a strong start from Hannah and Kiana, my apologies.
Yeah, Kiana, I think it's going to lead them into that first 50, 29.83. Hannah Miley close behind. Gaia Alcaraz going well. It's 1 lane up from the middle 2 lanes. But Hannah Miley, well, you would never discount Hannah Miley in anything 200 metres and above. Hannah Miley will give absolutely everything.
A wealth of experience, and like you were saying, the senior record holder at 208, Kiana the junior record holder at 209. They both have the potential. You would think Hannah has the ability to come back with that 400 background, and I think she's ahead now coming into the turn. She is.
She is, yeah. Hannah Miley goes through 103.92 Only 0.3 of a second difference between her and Kiana McInnes. Looks like in third place Yvonne Brown's come past Tame Bruce there. Tame Bruce, the winner of the 100. But Yvonne Brown with that blue cap had a very strong finish in the heats this morning, and she has got Kiana McInnes in her sights. But Hannah Miley has got around about half a body length lead. It's going to be difficult to see past Hannah now.
Yeah, coming into this last wall with Hannah's background and that endurance, Kiana's left herself a lot to do here. It's a good turn from both of them there.
Well, Kiana McInnes coming back now on Hannah Miley. She's not going to give this one away. As we said, Kiana McInnes is the specialist 200 metres butterfly swimmer. Hannah Miley, the jack of all trades, the 400 metre individual medley specialist. But Kiana McInnes is coming through very strongly. She's coming back on Hannah Miley. It's all going to be on the finish. Maybe Kiana McInnes, maybe she has the edge, but Miley kicks again, and it's in together. Kiana McInnes will take it in 2:12.12. Hannah Miley in 2:12.30. What a finish. In third place was Yvonne Brown, 2:15.54. But the two swimmers embrace at the end of the lane. That was a cracking race.
That was a very fast finish from Kiana there, getting closer back to her form of that 2017 World Championship 2:09. I believe it was a bronze medal she won there, so that 2:12 is getting back in line with her best, and clearly showing her form there in that on that third turn.
Well, we do have a disqualification there. Lucy Grieve, one of the juniors, has been disqualified in that final, and that will mean that Madeline Robertson is the junior champion there. I did say that I had a little bit of a trivia question for you tonight. I wasn't going to let you away without asking this. We've been asking it all week on the live stream. Is how many Scottish titles do you think Hannah Miley has over the years? Remember?
All events.
All events.
Short course, long course?
No, long course.
Long course.
Long course championships.
Oh, I reckon it's... I'm going to say about 80.
80. I think if you include short course, she might have 80. Hannah Miley, absolutely superb. She was telling us today that she had some spare time when she was recovering from her injury at the tail end of last year, so decided to just count up what she'd done in her career so that she didn't forget anything. And including the titles that she's won this week, she's got 49 Scottish long course titles.
Well, including the short course, it probably is about... I was thinking
absolutely.
More in line with short course.
Yeah, we'll let you off for that. Yeah.
I mean, I knew that the number of times there was a trivia question came up with Hannah, with the number of times she's been under 440 in the 400 medley, and it's an outrageous number. Just the length of her career. She's just been to so many competitions and produced time and time again. It wouldn't have surprised me if it was right up there, but 49 is incredible.
She's won 12 British titles out of the last 14 British titles in 400 metres individual medley. What a competitor. There's the medalist for the 100 metres butterfly multi-class, Ollie Carter, just missing out on that record. That was a shame.
Was it 0.1, 0.07 did you say?
0.07, yeah.
I mean, that must have been a big best improvement there he made. That was a drop of 0.7 or so.
Yeah, first time under the 106 for Ollie. John Law setting a new record for him. And Jack Mill, the man from City of Dundee Aquatic, taking that gold medal multi-class. Another gold medal for Jack. He's had a good week, Jack Mill.
A strong Irish contingent at this meet. I think there's quite a few teams that are here. It's good to see.
Yeah, the Ulster team came out in strength this week, and that's Michael Hewitt claiming the bronze medal. And Tom Bailey, Thomas Leander, he's shown some good form, especially in the 200. And Sam Horrocks, what a start he had in that final. It was never really in doubt.
Yeah, he took it out from the start and held on the whole way. It was, again, showing his experience. He's been around a while now, and he's always been thereabouts in the short course events. He's very fast, very strong walls, good underwater technique.
Yeah, regular visitor up north to Scottish competition, Sam Horrocks, and watch out for this young man in the future. Mark Ford, another title for him, adding to his tally backstroke butterfly titles that he's won this week. And, guys don't want to leave that podium. They're enjoying it so much up there.
Cherishing the moment.
Yeah. Women's 100 freestyle coming out now. It's the multi-classification swimmer. Sam Horrocks just crashing the medal presentation there. Oh, and he's crashed it again. There we go. Bronze medalist from one of the local swimmers, Natalia Holchai. Relative newcomer to para swimming, swimming with a visual impairment. She's done a good week. Beth Johnson, you can be pleased with what she's done this week. A new record in the 100 backstroke, your Commonwealth Games teammate. But the young lady at the top of the podium, well, what a start she has been. Tony Shaw taking another gold medal here and taking another Scottish record. Scottish record books are being rewritten by Tony Shaw this week in her classification.
They have, and it's so nice to see her doing so well. She's a lovely person. Her and Beth were great teammates and great to be around. They were just always so happy and so much energy about them, and the youth, the energy, that it's, you know, it's palpable, and it's lovely to see transferring that across into our pool, into the swimming.
The women's 100 freestyle. Edinburgh University in the top 2 places, but in the bronze medal spot, Emily Horn from City of Glasgow. Showing some good form as well. Rachel Masson, the winner of the 50. Couldn't quite get ahead of her teammate tonight. And all smiles for Lucy Hope at the top of the podium. Quite a collection of medals that she's got this week.
Yeah, across several events. It's Lucy and Masson are training partners, and they go back and forth in this event. Good rivalry to have, pushing each other on in training and in the racing.
And Katie Goodburn, 16-year-old, another junior title for her.
Very successful brother, Archie Goodburn, one that can turn his hand to multiple events as well.
Yeah, not at these championships. He's away to the European Juniors.
Yeah, in preparation for that, yeah.
So see Archie Goodburn at these championships, but sister doing the family proud. And we move on to the other side of the pool now. It's the start for the men's 50 metres backstroke. Jack Munsey, red cap of Perth City in 0. Cameron Travis, Aberdeen Performance in 1. Fionn McMenamin from Leinster in 2. Ryan Robertson, City of Glasgow in 3. AJ Pipap from Edinburgh University in 4. Ian Rose, Warrender in 5. Stuart Crawford of Glasgow Uni in 6. Kerr Lumsden from Montefieth in 7. Sam Winston from Leinster in 8. And Liam Harkin from First in lane number 9.
With the 50s, it's usually the favourites come from the middle of the pool. I think it'll be close race here between AJ and Ian, separated by 500ths this morning.
Red cap of Warren Dart in 5. Black cap of Edinburgh University in 4.
So very good underwater there from Ian and AJ. I believe that's AJ streaking ahead now. Contest coming above from Ryan. Coming into the wall now. Always hard to see.
Yeah, looks like
I think it is Ryan and
AJ.
AJ. Ryan. Oh, Ryan just gets it. Dips below the 28 point.
Yeah, Ryan Robertson taking up the final, but only just there. AJ Sipapap there was just touched out at the end. Ryan Robertson, City of Glasgow, 27.85 for him. He won it by quite a margin in the end. It didn't look like that far.
0.3 and a 50 is a fair amount, and he's substantial drop from the heat this morning. That was a very good swim.
Yeah, came back very strongly there in the closing stages. As we move on quickly to the A final, you see Kyle Pate from University of Stirling in 0. Grant Henderson from City of Glasgow next to him in lane number 1. Andrew Sawkins, Edinburgh Uni in lane number 2. Sam Pease from University of Stirling Scott Gibson from Edinburgh University in lane number 4. Perry Gardner next to him, bronze and a silver in the backstroke events already this week. Mark Ford back in the water again from City of Glasgow, the only junior in this one. Conor Massey from City of Glasgow in 7, Alexander Harris from Stirling Swim in 8, and Fraser Wilson from Warren de Bath in lane number 9. Your teammate in pole position, Jack, Scott Gibson, 26.72 in qualification.
I think it will be between Scott and Perry here. If Scott can get close to his 25.66 junior record form, that'll put him well in contention. Perry Gardner, 50 backstroke specialist.
Perry Gardner's worked his way through the medals. He's bronze in the 200, silver in the 100. Can he complete the set? The trajectory towards gold. He goes in lane number 5 next to Scott Gibson. They will use almost all of that 50 metres underwater. It is very close. All the swimmers there, 4, 5 and 6, using that underwater to great effect. Perry Gardner, lap really high turnover there in lane number 5. Scott Gibson is probably just trailing Gardner now as they come into the last 10 metres. But Scott Gibson coming back now. Perry Gardner and Scott Gibson into the wall. It's very close and Scott Gibson dives for it and he will take it in 26.37. Perry Gardner in 26.59 in second place, and Sam Peace will take third place, 26.96 with the junior. Mark Ford 27.02, just missing out on the medals, but he will be the junior champion. A good finish from Scott Gibson there.
That was, he timed that well, last 5. It's always tricky in the backstroke, lunging in for the wall, keeping your feet above the water, not getting yourself a disqualification on that finish. Can be the difference between, well, in that case, first or third. You know, it was good to see all 3 of them dropping below that 27 and all improving from the heats this morning.
Another title for Edinburgh University, and we do have a team trophy as well to present at the end of this session for the team points, but Edinburgh University absolutely dominating.
I believe they will be stacking up the points now, in particular with Stirling not contesting as many events as they would normally for various reasons, like the World Championships, World University Games. So I think Edinburgh in good contention to be taking that home.
I think they're going to be tough to beat. Edinburgh University team had a big lead overnight. All depends on this final session, of course. 50 metres breaststroke for women, the B final already lined up. We see Saskia Wade, City of Glasgow closest to us. Anna Colston from first in lane 1. Thanrada McGregor back in again for Carnegie in 2. Shona Graham from Dundee City Aquatic in 3. Cara Stapleton, Leinster in 4. Amber Owen in 5, Edinburgh University. Sophie Bain, Aberdeen Performance in 6. Katrina Stewart from Western Berkshire and Joy Drummond from first in lane number 8. Good start there in lane number 5. Amber Owen got off to a very good start and she just heads Cara Stapleton one lane down there. Cara Stapleton from Leinster, one of the Irish swimmers. It looks like it is 4 and 5 are going to contest this into the wall. Also going well is Sophie Bain, but it is, I think, going to be Amber Owen from Edinburgh Uni who's going to get in first. Very close at the end. They're stretching for the wall now. Oh goodness, Amber Owen. I think she might have stretched just slightly too far there at the end, but she does get it by 6/100ths of a second. But that was a glide.
Yeah, the 50 breaststroke and the 50 fly are tricky ones in the finish. You can lose so much if you're coming in the half stroke. That famous race between Phelps, the 100 fly in the 2008 Olympics, won it by 100th. I think it was Cavic was in the lane next to him, was on a stretched glide, and Phelps took that extra half and just got it. It can always be so hard to judge in these, particularly the dual arm breaststroke and fly events. But she got away with it there.
Yeah, she did. Amber Owen from Edinburgh University takes that B final. I wonder if we're going to get such a close battle here in the A final. Ola Adams in lane 0 from Aberdeen Performance. Lucy Ross, South Lanarkshire in 1 from South Lanarkshire. Eve Thompson, University of Stirling in 2. Annabel Guy Johnson and Cara Hanlon in 3 and 4. from Edinburgh University. Katie Goodburn Warrender, the only junior in this, in lane number 5. Bridget LeMessurier, Mies Lothian in 6. Hannah Miley back in again in lane number 7. I was going to say I can't see Hannah, but there she is, appearing in lane 7. Avril Bowler, Borough of Kirklees in 8. And Benedict Jensen from Denmark in lane number 9.
No Katie Robertson must have pulled out. I think Cara likely to be the favourite in this one. Close to her best this morning.
Well, we haven't seen many trebles here at this championship. Cara Hanlon has already won the 100 breast. She's already won the 200. Looking to add the 50 to that record she's had. Very good championship so far. Cara Hanlon performed very well here. As you said, Jack, quite close to her best in the 100. And she gets off to a good start, but the best start, Katie Goodburn, you would say, with that red cap of Warrender. And Katie Goodburn, well, better known as a sprinter. You saw her do a very good 200 breaststroke, and Katie Goodburn and Cara Hanlon are coming in absolutely together here. It looks like Cara Hanlon just might have the experience to hold off Katie Goodburn here in the end. Katie Goodburn with that red cap is just going to be pipped by Cara Hanlon. 32.01 for Cara Hanlon. She will take it from Katie Goodburn, but she was made to work all the way there.
She was indeed. She paced that well. She came back strong in that second half with a fantastic start from Katie. I think Cara will be happy with that. It'd be nice to be back in the 31, but it was slightly slower than this morning, but still a very good performance.
Yeah, Katie Goodburn, a great start there.
And Hannah Miley taking away a third, adding to the tally of medals.
Yes, indeed. Those 49 medals, they were just gold. She didn't add up the
total
the
medals.
other medals.
Yeah, it would be very
absolutely
high, I'd imagine.
Incredible. I can't think of anyone who's going to have a record like Hannah Miley's. I think she was saying this 15 years now that she's attended the Scottish Championship. Such longevity for Hannah Miley, and every year she comes back, she does a pile of events and she puts everything into that. She just is so tough.
Yeah, well, it's the nature of those 400 medley training programs. You can really apply yourself to anything if you want to, and knowing some of the sessions she does and having trained with her in the past at various training camps, she really is a workhorse in the amount of effort she puts in, so she deserves everything she gets. And the technique and the ability in that 400 AM just means you can stretch yourself and you're so diverse.
Yeah, for a large part of her career, of course, she was based in the 25 metre pool in Geary before she moved here to this very pool in Aberdeen Sports Village.
Would have helped for the turns, that. Lots of turns.
Absolutely.
Those high metre, high volume sessions that she'd be doing up in the 6-7 kilometres.
Well, she'll be up for medal presentation very soon. Hannah Miley, that 200 metres butterfly swim, excellent swim again. Kiana McInnes, yeah, that was superb for Kiana McInnes.
It was good to see her back down to getting close into the single figures. I mean, that 209 was obviously a very special swim. I believe she went 2:10 or 2:11 out in Gold Coast, the Commonwealth Games, so it's, I think she's getting back on form, having moved across to Stirling University, across from, I believe it was Harvard Midlothian. So obviously a new coach, that transition into a new programme is always difficult. It's the freshers every year, I see it myself with Edinburgh University. It's a difficult thing to do, to transition into a new programme, a new team away from home, so everyone does it in different ways, and some people do it very well, others struggle a bit, but you need to give it a bit of time, and clearly she's adapting to that programme now.
Yeah, it seems to be coming good for Kiana. But saw Jack Milne there, Conor Morrison, accept the multi-class medals for the 200 metres freestyle for men, multi-class. Jack Milne, I think he must be the most successful multi-class swimmer, the most successful para swimmer here in terms of medals. So he's done a good job. Jack Milne, still a youngster, just 18 years of age this year. One to watch out for in the future. Improving his times, that's what we like to see. And what about this race, this 200 freestyle? Well,
fantastic.
Difficult one to predict. This one, we thought we predicted it. Didn't quite work out.
Can never count out Stephen Milne. Never can. That was a storming last 50 from Stephen to take that win.
Kyle Chisholm must have thought that he had that one sewn up.
I think we did too.
We certainly did when he went through that last turn. But Stephen Milne was pipped by Kyle Chisholm in the 400. Maybe he was smarting a bit from that because he led all the way into the very last stroke. Kyle Chisholm just nicked in to take that title.
Stephen's got that such distinct stroke style with that bilateral breathe, and it's such a rare thing to see, and clearly it just shows that it can work for you. You know, it's very unorthodox, but it works for him, and clearly he's perfected it over the years.
Certainly seen him in good stead. Miles Lapsley taking the junior title of City of Glasgow, and a special presentation for Stephen Milne. It's the Eileen Adams Trophy presented at the Scottish Championships in memory of one of Scotland's great coaches. Coached one of, well, many of Scotland's top 200 and 400 metre swimmers, Robbie Rennick, David Carey over the years. Eileen Adams sadly passed away a few years ago now, and the trophy in our memory is the best combined performances in the 200 and 400 freestyle. So Stephen Milne, with his gold and silver medal performances in those, will take the Eileen Adams Trophy, and it's good to see that coming to another good Scottish swimmer. Eileen coached, as I said, Robbie Rennick and David Carey, who had incredible records over the years.
Yeah, they did. I mean, Robbie in particular, with so many major championships, so many medals, a very fast performance himself. I think his personal best, a 145.9. She managed to get that down in 2009, I believe. So he's fantastic individual performances in his own right, and like you're saying, with the relays and the depth.
Yeah, superb. Oh, another great race. This was presentation. Yvonne Brown taking the bronze. Hannah Miley, oh, how close was she to Scottish title number 50. 5-0, number 50. That would have been great to see Hannah Miley do it, but it is great to see one of the youngsters continuing her improvement, Kiara McInnes. And it's Madeline Robertson is the junior title winner, based in Spain, from Mijas.
Interesting.
That's a Scottish swimmer in one of the Scottish squads. She looks slightly embarrassed there at the top.
Nothing to be embarrassed about.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a good performance.
Mijas right down there on the Costa del Sol. I've been to Mijas.
Can't say I have myself.
No. Oh, it's a very nice place. Very sunny, a bit like Aberdeen has been this week.
Well, sweltering everywhere in Europe at the moment. I think it's highs of 44 in France. Outrageously hot.
Yeah. Temperatures even extended as far as the northeast of Scotland. I've been spoilt by the weather this week. Definitely, it's been a great week of action. And it's not over yet. Some exciting races to come. 400 metres individual medley. That's the line-up for 50 breaststroke, which we've just seen. 400 metres individual medley. Swimmers are ready behind the block for the B final. Did you ever go as far as a 400 IM, Jack?
Back in the day, there was a 1500 freestyler.
Really?
And I was with Dave Hill, one of the coaches from Glasgow. So it was 1500 freestyle, 800 everything down to the 200 breaststroke, did the odd 4am. It's kind of everything really. Jack of all trades, master of none.
See, that's why we've got you in to do the co-commentary. Just cash your expertise over these 400 IMs. 1500 metres to come as well. This is the B final for the men. Ethan Horn closest to us. He goes in lane 1 for South Lanarkshire. Fraser Kelly from North Ayrshire, 1 lane up. He goes in lane 2. Samuel Chittawara from Warren-de-Bath in 3. Andrew Arthur from Aberdeen in 4. Off to an early lead, Andrew. John Taylor from Aberdeen Performance in 5. Jake Kirkham from 1st. Definitely the best supported swimmer. You'll hear the drums in the background for Jake Kirkham. Max Hagan from City of Glasgow in 7. And Graham Squires from Highland in lane number 8.
Yeah, 400 medley is another one of these events that it can jump all over the place. You can have your 100 or 100 fly or backstroke swimmers that take it out, and then the breaststroke leg can change dramatically. Remember, Dan Wallace was always renowned for his breaststroke leg and would quite often come from the middle of the field and bring it out to the front, so the initial 100 fly is quite often misconceiving in terms of the end result. But it's a very fast first 100 here from lane 1.
Oh, lane 2, I think Fraser Kelly.
Fraser Kelly, yeah.
Is there, going away in an early lead here. Fraser Kelly from North Ayrshire. Dan Wallace, of course, still a Scottish record holder. Excellent time of 4:11.04, famously, of course, winning the Commonwealth title at the Glasgow Games in 2014. That was a great night when Dan Wallace won.
I think his celebration was as famous as the time itself, up on the line ropes.
Yeah. Fraser Kelly still holding on to that lead. Samuel Chittleburgh coming through. As you said, Jack, things change about in this 400 metres individual medley. The backstrokers coming to the fore now. Are we going to see some of the breaststrokers make a move when they get down to this bottom end and change into the stroke? I've been speaking all week about the transitions as well, how much you can gain or lose in the various transitions, and certainly in a 400 IM, vitally important.
Yeah, especially coming into this back to breast turn. It's the cross turn, the flip turn that the senior swimmers quite often perfect and can really make a difference. You know, can save you half a second around that wall, so see if any of the swimmers here utilise that. Lane 1 there, Fraser used it. You can see it helped there into his breaststroke leg. The speed he managed to flip around the wall there.
Well, here come the breaststrokers now. Samuel Chittleburgh looks like he is just about going to edge Fraser Kelly here as they come up that first half length here. And it looks like one lane up from him, Andrew Arthur as well. John Taylor just falling a little bit back now. Jake Kirkham, Max Hagan and Graham Squires at the top having their own private battle there. But it looks like it is Samuel Chittleburgh now taking up the running. He likes this breaststroke a little bit better than Fraser Kelly, and he's opened up a couple of second lead there over his competitors now. But Andrew Arthur trying to come back in a second, and also right up there Max Hagan going well. Max Hagan had a good breaststroke earlier this week, and he's using that to good effect.
Yeah, there's a very good breaststroke there from Samuel as well. Most likely having a training partner of Archie Goodburn pays off. Warren are known for their breaststroke. Craig Benson back in the day.
Craig Benson, the winner of the 100 breaststroke last night, continuing his good run of form yesterday. But Max Hagan, well, he had a good breaststroke, as I said earlier this week, and he's had a good breaststroke here in the 400 metres individual medley, as has Samuel Chittleburgh. They're absolutely together here. Chittleburgh with only 0.1 of a second advantage, and it looks like it's going to be difficult for anyone to catch them now. But Max Hagan came off the wall well. Chittleburgh won't be aware of him. He's about 3 lanes across, so each of them are just swimming their own race here.
Both breathing away from each other as well, so I think Samuel's breathing to his right. I think up at the top there Max is breathing bilateral, so I think you'll see him perhaps now at the turn.
Well, there's quite a lot of between them. There's 3 lanes between them, and it looks a very good comeback now for Fraser Kelly.
Absolutely storming freestyle leg there. It's flying.
He did not like the breaststroke, but he loves the freestyle. By the looks of things, Fraser Kelly, he's gone past Chittleburgh, but can he catch Hagan? Also Graham Squires coming back 1 lane outside Hagan, but here comes Fraser Kelly now. Is he going to just pip Hagan, or is Hagan going to hold on? It's Max Hagan will take it in 4:52.03. A great swim from Max Hagan. It was all about the second half of that race for the City of Glasgow swimmer. And Fraser Kelly, well, you would think 3 out of the 4 strokes, he was probably the top man. It was just the breaststroke, wasn't it?
That was a blistering freestyle leg there. It came back so strong. I think we were focused on Max and Samuel when he came out of nowhere.
Fraser Kelly dropped back on the breaststroke, but he certainly came through on that freestyle and almost stole it at the end. But Max Hagan was the stronger, taking that one in 4:52.03. Fraser Kelly in second, 4:52.73 and Graham Squires in third place, 4:53.58. That was the B final. Now we move on to the A final. The guys in this one, Thomas Payne, another swimmer from City of Manchester Aquatic, and Callum Laurie goes in line number, well, they go in 4 and 5. Cameron Travis, one of the 3 juniors in this one, he goes in 0. Fraser Allison in line 1. Giano Napolitano, first of the 3 University of Stirling swimmers, in 2. Tony Joe Trett Oliver in 3. Thomas Payne, City of Manchester Aquatic, there he is, in 4. Callum Laurie, University of Stirling, in 5. Angus Allison, a few junior medals for him this week, goes in 6. Jim McDonald in 7 for Warrender, and 2 from Arbroath St Thomas in the outside lanes, George Cowan. And the final junior is Ryan Duncan in that outside lane. What about this one then, Jack? Who's your money on here?
Well, Callum Laurie had a very good short course season in the 400 medley, Scottish Championships in Edinburgh. He put in a very good performance there. Got a lot of experience from Thomas. He's a teammate of Sam Horrocks from Manchester Aquatics. And it's likely to going to come from the middle of the pool. Perhaps Callum Laurie was holding back a little bit this morning.
Yeah, Callum Laurie surely got a little bit more to give. His entry time is actually 4:23, and the qualification time is 4:44. So quite a margin there. And Callum Laurie did look extremely relaxed. I think they were pretty sure they were going to make this final tonight, so I would expect them to go a lot faster than they were. Of course, Laurie and Payne were second and third behind Duncan Scott. We had that sensational 200 metres individual medley the other day.
Yeah, pipping under that 2-minute marker is always a special thing. I mean, Duncan's best is what, 1:56, so he's still in most likely heavy training ahead of that World Championships, but being able to dip under into that 1:59 is very good for this stage. And obviously got a teammate of Callum Laurie who'll be pushing each other on. I think Callum will have a fantastic training partner in Duncan in the medley event.
Yeah, Callum Laurie second to Duncan Scott. And Duncan Scott's time, I think it was something like second or third in the world rankings this year, so that just shows you the quality of Duncan Scott. So no disgrace finishing second for Callum Laurie to the great Duncan Scott. Callum Laurie will lead Thomas Payne in 59.55 in that first leg. He'll be determined to convert that silver medal he won in the 200 up to a gold in this 400, but Thomas Payne just maybe coming back now and challenging Callum Laurie here. Very close on this backstroke, and also Tony Joe Trett Oliver in third place, and it's a close contest for fourth. But Thomas Payne looks like he might just be edging it here.
Yeah, coming into this turn here, the backstroke leg, always important to set you up into the breaststroke. Obviously the slowest of the strokes. Want to maximise that stroke as much as you can. Very good underwater there from Thomas. Streaking away slightly now.
We don't often see it, we don't always see it, but it's a perfect spearhead almost.
It is.
Final.
These two have gone out a lot faster than they did this morning. That initial split in the fly, several seconds faster. And most likely several seconds faster again here in the backstroke leg.
Well, Thomas Payne has the advantage now of almost a body length over Callum Laurie. It's almost a second, just 0.9 of a second the difference between the two. Callum Laurie will be able to see Thomas Payne out of the corner of his eye in this breaststroke, and they want to get back on level terms at the end of this breaststroke leg at least.
Such an important leg, and Callum Laurie's coming back well here. Got a very efficient stroke there. Quality of breaststroke swimmers at Stirling is world class. It's clearly showing through here.
Well, Thomas Payne looks like he's just holding on to that lead, but Callum Laurie right on his shoulder now, coming back strongly. The gap was a full second almost at the bottom end. It's only 0.1 of a second now as they go over for the second 50 breaststroke, but it was a good turn for Thomas Payne. That's kept him ahead.
Yeah, slightly better turn there. I think it's actually pulled him out a little bit further there, but Callum looking like he's coming back once again on the swim phase. Nearly level head now.
Oh, coming down to the end of this breaststroke, a real close contest, this one. Also a close contest for the junior title as well, between Angus Allison, Ryan Duncan and Cameron Travis. But at the front of this field, Thomas Payne has held on to that lead on the breaststroke. That's a great job for the City of Manchester, man.
Yeah, just over 0.1 between them. A very good turn again from Thomas there. His underwaters have been impressive. To be able to come off that distance off the wall in a 400 medley is not an easy thing to do.
Yeah, lungs must be bursting for Thomas Payne, and Callum Laurie has really got his work cut out as Thomas Payne still edges that one. And Callum Laurie, well, he's got it all to do. He's got Thomas Payne in his sights, but can he get past the City of Manchester, man, as they go over that final turn? The turns, well, again, good underwater work, great underwater work for Thomas Payne.
It was about 10 metres underwater, 5 or 6 fly kicks, speeding towards Callum Laurie now. Callum Laurie's picking up the rate a little bit though, he's not out of this. They both have, they're picking it up well.
Well, they're coming into the last 15 metres now. It looks like Thomas Payne might just take this one. Callum Laurie has given everything, but he's not going to catch Thomas Payne. It's going to go to Manchester. The title winner is Thomas Payne, 4:29.39. Callum Laurie couldn't quite get there, 4:30.36. And Angus Allison, well, third place for the junior swimmer. He'll also claim the Scottish junior title. Good swim from the young man, Angus Allison, 4:35.08. An excellent swim from him, but a great contest at the front of the field. Thomas Payne takes the open title. Callum Laurie, silver medal, but he'll have the consolation of being the Scottish champion.
Yeah, it was a fantastic race there. It was close at the end. Thomas just had the final closing rate and sprint there into that last 15 metres. It was good all round. Good to be under sub 4:30.
Incredible the job that he did off the wall there at the end of that
skills.
400 metres individual medley. Wow.
Yeah, talking about transitions and skills there, his skills were very good. That very good back to breast turn, that flip turn. And each wall and the fly back and freestyle were very strong fly kicks.
Yeah, great strength there from the experienced man, Thomas Payne. I think we have disqualification here just appearing on the scoreboard. You might just be able to make that out. Like Cameron Travis was disqualified in that previous race, that 400 metres individual medley. Yeah, there we go, there's confirmation. Thomas Payne takes that one though. Callum Laurie in silver medal position, and also the Scottish champion. And Angus Allison, the Scottish junior champion, and also a bronze medalist in the senior event. Angus Allison has had a really good week.
He has indeed, and that's a strong performance for a junior as well. Very strong.
Yeah, 4:35. Scottish junior record held by Duncan Scott.
Not surprising.
Not surprising at all. Back to more medal presentations now, before we move on to the final individual event. It's presentations for the 50 metre events that we just saw. MPs from University of Stirling. He's the bronze medalist in the 50 metres backstroke. Perry Gardner, well, he couldn't quite convert to gold medal. Thought he was on the upward trajectory. Bronze medalist in the 200, silver in the 100, silver again in the 50. Just pipped by Scott Gibson at the end, but it was a cracking finish from Scott Gibson to take that one. Absolutely nothing in it. He dived for that finish and was just able to get the touch over Perry Gardner to deny the University of Stirling man the gold medal position. Mark Ford is the junior champion. He completes the treble. He's been the junior champion in the 100, the 200 and now the 50 metres backstroke. And well, Mark Ford and Miles Lapsley really done a good job. They almost had a monopoly on the junior titles in butterfly and backstroke events and freestyle events as well. Though Angus Allison had his fair share, so three youngsters have done a good job in the men's junior titles. The 50 metres breaststroke medalists are on their way. Hannah Miley, well, showing her versatility. Hannah Miley, obviously known for the distance event. She's won Scottish titles at a number of events. All of them have been above 200 metres, and she's got a medal in the 50. Wow, great to see Hannah Miley back. This young lady's had a good week. Katie Goodburn, the junior, who also gets a silver medal in the senior event. But Cara Hanlon has done the treble, the breaststroke treble for Cara Hanlon. She looks happy. Again, just dipping into the 31 in that final, but she takes the title. Cara Hanlon definitely been the outstanding swimmer in this breaststroke. Katie Goodburn, the outstanding junior as well.
Yeah, very strong from Cara. Good in-season performances. 68 probably the highlight so far. Potentially that 31 in the 50. It's very strong.
So the medals presented for the 50 events. We go to the last final now, which is the fastest heat of the women's 1500 metres freestyle. No heat swum for the 1500 events. So we saw one heat this morning, slower heat this morning, and we have the fastest heat tonight. Slowest heat this morning was won by Amy O'Doyle from Munster. The Munster team, well, they've gone home early. So Amy O'Doyle was given a swim in the morning. So 18:32.38 is the target for these swimmers in this final heat. So some big kind of differences in times here, Jack.
Yeah, likely a mistake, I'd imagine. I mean, 17:36 is a very fast entry time. Potentially a bit of a mistake there, but we'll see. I think there's a bit of a gap in the market to be filled in Scottish swimming at the moment. Fill Camilla Hattersley's shoes. She was always such a staple for these distance events, the 1500 and 800, so it'll be interesting to see who comes up through the ranks in the years to come. Like you were saying, a large amount of junior swimmers in this event. It's 4 14-year-olds.
Yeah, as you said, taking the advantage of the gap in the market, as you call it, and left by Camilla. Camilla, of course, again, one of Scotland's greats at the Commonwealth Games, swimmer, GB internationalist as well, Camilla Hattersley. But what can these youngsters do? Only one of the swimmers in this one is not a junior swimmer, and that's 19-year-old Katie Taylor, who goes with that blue cap of City of Glasgow in that middle lane. I have full lineup here from the bottom. Ellie Hamilton from first. So expect these drums to last for the next 18.5 minutes from the first team, the first supporters. She's only 14 years of age. Catherine Bodie from Geary, that blue and yellow cap, just going over the turn now. She's had a good week, Catherine Bodie. She's had some good swims. Drew McKenzie, 14-year-old from City of Glasgow, going in 2. Catherine Bailey, one of Anne Dixon swimmers from Perth City, who had a very good 800 freestyle, improved her entry time immensely. That's Catherine Bailey in lane 3. Katie Taylor, the oldest in the field at 19 years of age. Kaylin Hall from Aberdeen Performance, swimming in her own pool here, has gone out very fast.
She
wow.
has indeed. That was a 6 or 8 beat kick she's opening up with there. It's a very strong leg kick for a 1500 opening. I think she's calmed down a little bit now. Perhaps a tactic she discussed with her coach to go out fast and kind of shock the field, or potentially a tactic there. She has calmed down now into the stroke. Yeah, it was looking more like a 400 or even a 200 opening 50 there. Yeah, settling down now into the 30 length event.
Yeah, she's certainly going out with intent there on that first 100. We'll just check the splits as we go through the 200 mark. And completing the lineup, Natasha Simpson, Warren DeBass in 6, and Leah Hughes, City of Glasgow up there in lane number 7, having their own kind of private battle just at the corner of your screen there. The two swimmers right at the top there, the two 14-year-olds, and it's, well, apart from Kaylin Hall going out ahead here in the early stages, Katie Taylor having a good tussle there with Catherine Bailey as they go through the 200. 2:13.10, so that's just under the 110 mark as they go through that second 100. So a 103 and a 110. And you've told us, Jack, that you're a bit of a 1500 man back in the day. What would have been your tactics on how to swim this 1500?
Well, I remember my best time short course. My coach told me to stick on the shoulder of Mark Deans. He's a well-accomplished open water swimmer, and to sprint the last 50 and go past him. So essentially was to
that was the tactics.
Let him do the pacing and then push past him at the end.
Did it work?
It did. It did on that occasion, but not all.
No.
I mean,
you got wise to you.
Yeah, I did. And obviously having the likes of Stephen Milne in that event, because we're the same era back then, and he was such a talent and such a force to be reckoned with in every event, that it was so difficult to keep up. And I think the transition of a new coach coming to Mulgine Bears Den and then completely flipped it on the head, and I went to 50 freestyle was a blessing.
Well, you were telling us earlier, of course, at Mulgine Bears Den is where you started, and you went straight from there into Edinburgh University programme. And of course, Mulgine Bears Den had the great legend Alison Shepherd, 5 times an Olympian, from 1988 through to 2004. And she was here last night presenting medals. She had one of her sons competing this morning in the early heats. But were you aware of Alison? I mean, obviously she was an absolute legend, Mulgine Bears Den swimmer.
Yeah, she was, and I was obviously aware of her records and her stature and her ability and everything that she's done over the years. Didn't actually get the chance to meet her until 2014 after the Commonwealth Games in Glasgow. Myself, Callum Tate and Alison were inducted as lifetime members at Mulgine Bears Den, so it was the first opportunity to really meet someone I've looked up to and had such inspiration from. So it was a really nice opportunity there. And funnily enough, the ex-CEO of Scottish Swimming, Forbes Dunlop, held a few of the records at Mulgine Bears Den in the 50 freestyle, funnily enough.
Okay.
Ended up beating a few of those, so that's another funny coincidence.
That's another feather in your cap to beat the records of Forbes Dunlop. Moved on, of course, to Sports Scotland now, Chief Executive of Sports Scotland.
I believe so.
From Scottish Swimming, new Chief Executive been in place now for a couple of weeks. Still it is Kaylin Hall going away and still pacing on just over the 110 mark. So a good start there for Kaylin Hall. At 103 took her ahead of the other two, and she's kind of maintained that gap between those two. Coming up to the 1/3 distance as they hit the bottom, that's 450. And it looks like Katie Taylor and Kaylin Hall are side by side here. Not Kaylin Hall, sorry, Catherine Bailey with that red cap of Perth City. And Perth City, of course, Stephen Milne we've talked about before, and the programme that Ann Dixon has there just keeps seemingly producing these great swimmers year after year. A relatively small club, Perth City, but I mean, it must be important to have someone like Stephen Milne there as an inspiration.
Stephen leading the way, and obviously the magic touch of Anne. Clearly what she's working with Stephen and the other swimmers is very effective. And coming in here, Katie Taylor, the older swimmer, a bit more experience about her, perhaps not phased by the opening speed from Kaylin in the lane beside her. Perhaps a tactic to go out as fast as she did and then settle into her stroke.
Well, Katie's been dabbling with open water swimming. She's been enjoying her open water swimming, so this is a short distance for Katie Taylor, this 1500 freestyle, the open water. Only over 5k, maybe 10k, and some of the major championships 25k, which is absolutely incredible distances. I think it's about 5 hours swimming or something for the 25k.
Well, in comparison to that, this is a sprint. You would say that a 1500 in the pool is like a 50-metre swim for the pool swimmers.
It's Katie Taylor there with that blue cap. Certainly not out of it there. We're coming up to the 600-metre mark now. We'll just check the splits there for Kaylin Hall. And 6:57 still. hitting around about that 110 mark. So Kaylin Hall is making life difficult for the two chasing her. And it is Catherine Bailey with the red cap, Katie Taylor with the blue cap. Again, she said Katie Taylor, well, she's experienced, she'll be aware of where the other two are. Maybe she's just biding her time.
I always remember this sort of halfway point in the 1500 was a very key moment, that if you were going to initiate an impetus of speed or pace, it was very much now was the time to sort of build through it, if it's whether 3 500s or 400s. So kind of the way that a 1500 swimmer will break down that event, and or in terms of their pacing. It'll be interesting to see if there's any if there's a change in the distance between these swimmers coming into the second half.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on the gap between the swimmers here. Certainly Kaylin Hall seemed to get off that wall extremely well at the top end. They're coming down to the 700 mark now. So when they reach the top end the next time, that'll be the halfway point. Kaylin Hall, 808.24. I'll just keep an eye on that gap, Jack. It's 3 seconds or so ahead of Katie Taylor. In fact, 2.5 seconds ahead of Catherine Bailey, who's now moved into second place there. So Katie Taylor is going back into third spot here, and she doesn't want to lose ground here as they come to the halfway point.
Yeah, it looks like Catherine's put in a little bit of an increase in pace there. It's pulled away slightly from Katie.
And no Edinburgh University swimmers in this one. Must be one of the few events that not being contested by the Edinburgh Uni squad.
Yeah, we don't have many distance swimmers actually. Well, there's Harley on the male side who specialises in the 1500, but on the female side we have Monique Olivia, but she's more of an 800 and below, perhaps 400. No one really stretches as far as the 15.
And you've been in the Edinburgh University programme since 2012, and you must have seen changes in that period. I mean, Edinburgh University was quite a small setup at that point.
Yeah, well, it was built up off the ground by Chris Jones, and it's gone strength to strength each year. We've expanded and absorbed other clubs in various instances, and Chris has really built on the strengths of the swimmers, and we've got Matthew Trodden and Ross Paul Douglas now, and 3 strong teams, performance teams, and like you're saying, it's changed so much in the 7 years since I've been here. It's great to see. And it's really become one of the main centres in Scotland now.
Well, they're certainly striding away with the team championship trophy here in Aberdeen this week at these championships. And some of your coaches, of course, recognise it in representative teams as well, the junior teams and senior teams for Great Britain going to the major competitions abroad.
Yeah, we've got Matthew Trodden's off to the World University Games next week. Chris has been on multiple camps and teams over the years, and I'm sure Ross will have similar opportunities if he continues to progress in his coaching abilities in the way that he is.
And John Chiranek as well, off to Ireland as well to train with the Irish squad, the Irish squad down in Limerick, is it?
It is, yes. John made a noticeable impact in the team, and obviously progressed his own development in a senior programme, and sort of opened the door for Ross in that transition. And all the best to him in the future of that Irish centre.
Yeah, fair bit of Scottish influence over there. Ben Hickson as well.
Yeah, Ben across from Stirling. Yeah, and we've got John Rudd from down south. Yeah.
And big Irish representation here in Aberdeen. Not in this event, but the fastest time from this morning's heats was set by an Irish swimmer, 18:32. So that is the immediate target. But I think these 3 are well inside that pace of 18:32. And Kaylin Hall, where we did question our first 100, but it's looking like a great tactic at this point.
It is indeed. She's pulled herself out in front of the rest of the swimmers and allows her to really focus on her own race plan, her own pacing. It's quite an interesting tactic, but it's clearly worked so far, and she's looking very comfortable now that she's settled into her stroke.
Well, that's the 1,000 metre mark for the leader, Kaylin Hall. And the lead is now extended to something like 3.5 seconds from Catherine Bailey. and it doesn't look like Kaylin Hall is going to be caught here, but we are just at the 2/3 stage, so still 500 metres to go, but she looks very good. I mean, the legs kicking very strongly.
Kick. Yeah, very strong kick. I mean, they were very fast in that first 100, now she's settled in, but it's clearly a very comfortable 4 to 6 beat kick. When you look at the likes of Katie and Catherine, their kick isn't as strong, and it's clearly working well for Kaylin, able to sustain that loping stroke. Technically efficient, very long. If you look in comparison to Catherine there, she's taking far fewer strokes, which is key in this distance event, is to maximise efficiency and minimise your stroke count. It's not as important the walls to come off, because the longer you spend underwater, you're obviously going to tire yourself hypoxically. So quite often, as you see there, they'll come straight up into the stroke. But it's about being efficient as you can and long loping stroke, which she's doing very well. Very high catch in the water there.
She's opened up that gap again to over 5 seconds now. Looks like she is stretching away from the others. Don't know if Catherine Bailey is going to be able to respond to this. Kaylin Hall looking good. She's still pacing around about a 110 pace, and it's been pretty consistent all the way through, 110s or low 111s. So this has been an excellent performance here from Kaylin Hall. She's obviously been able to get into a rhythm and to hold that all the way through.
She has indeed, and if anything, her leg kick's actually increasing, almost building through this final 500. And the final 300 coming into the wall now, I think.
Yeah, she'll be down at the 1200 mark. Catherine Bailey in second position still. Katie Taylor, thought she was just upping the arm stroke a little bit, Katie Taylor, but Catherine Bailey is holding her off here as they come up to the 1200 mark now. 14:02, 57, and that again is high 110. Sensational stuff here from Kaylin Hall to keep this pace going. So obviously she's stretching away from the other two, and I think it's going to be a battle for silver in this final 300.
It looks like it so far, and I think it was Catherine and Kaylin in particular really made a move in that halfway point. I noticed Catherine pulled away from Katie, and then Kaylin pulled even further ahead, and has been increasing ever since, building through this final half of the race.
Well, 250 to go. You see the lane markers there saying 5 lengths to go. We'll just keep an eye on the gap between the swimmers now. 14:38 against 14:44. So 6.5 seconds now is Kaylin Hall's advantage over the second place swimmer Catherine Bailey with that red cap. It looks like Katie Taylor is just holding on to the legs of Catherine Bailey here. And Katie Taylor beginning to slightly come back now, just coming up alongside Catherine Bailey. Katie Taylor might just still have something in the tank to try and claim that silver medal position.
Hopefully leading into an exciting finish for a second and third place battle. Likely that Kaylin will hold this now, streaking ahead. Very efficient technique there, long stroke. She looks very comfortable at this stage.
Yeah, looks like that lead is stretching again, and Katie Taylor is not done yet for silver medal, that's for sure, but hardly anyone in the picture there as Kaylin Hall goes over. 15:49. Her last 100 split was just on a low 111 there, so absolutely immense pacing here from Kaylin Hall. And when she gets down to this bottom end, she will hear the bell, and that very often gives the swimmers a little bit of a spurt, a little bit of heart when they come to the 1400 metre mark, which is where Kaylin Hall is just going to arrive at right now. You hear the bell, Kaylin Hall goes over, and that time, 16:24.61 is again high 110s, incredible pacing.
Look at Katie Taylor coming through here right alongside Catherine. Brought it back well in that last 100 there. It'll be a very tough fight for second place here.
Well, that's where the battle is going to be here, because the battle for gold is already done. It is Kaylin Hall who is on her way home to the title. The junior is going to be the senior winner here in the 1500 freestyle, but it's still very, very close for the second position, and Catherine Bailey just kicks again to keep herself ahead of Katie Taylor.
She has. She's pulled away slightly there in that 50. 150 to go as they just go out of shot. It's hard to tell off that turn. Katie's breathing towards Catherine now. Catherine breathing away. Katie definitely has the advantage on the breath.
Well, Katie Taylor looks like she's just stretching ahead of Catherine Bailey. I wonder if the pair swimmer can respond in the final half length, as Kaylin Hall is going to come home in front. The last 5 metres for the Aberdeen swimmer. She will be the champion. It's 17:33.67. Where's the silver going to go? It could be Katie Taylor from City of Glasgow. Into the wall, they stretch in, and it's 2/100ths of a second. Oh, Katie Taylor takes it. They swim for 17 minutes 41 seconds, and they're separated by 2/100ths of a second.
What a finish that was. Exciting stuff.
Well, Kaylin Hall, that was superb. 17:33, it was a 1:08 I think for that final 100. Superb stuff for Kaylin Hall. And Katie Taylor, well, she just held off Catherine Bailey as the swimmers are in with this tussle for 4th position now. It looks it might be Catherine Body possibly, who's just going to get in for, in fact Drew McKenzie actually gets in for 4th position. These fans from first have kept that going right to the end. I'm very impressed with those fans here in the crowd.
Impressive support indeed. Her arms will be sore after that, banging on those drums.
Leah Hughes is coming in, the final swimmer to finish, but what a cracking race that was in the 1500 freestyle. Kaylin Hall, she took it out right from the start, 1:03 on that first 100. We thought, wow, she's really gone for this. Is she going to pay for that later? The answer was absolutely not. She built on it, she wins it in 17:33. Kaylin Hall, 4-second personal best. Katie Taylor winning that incredible contest for the silver medal with Catherine Bailey. What a superb 1500 freestyle.
2/100ths. It's not a deficit you often see in a 1500 metre event, and it proved to be a very exciting finish there. I think they would both just be happy to be in the podium.
More medal presentations to come to let us draw breath there after that 1500. We're not finished yet though, and relays to come after these medal presentations. Medley relays as well, always exciting, the medley relays. Our presentations that we're going to have now, it's for the 400 metres individual medley for men. Again, that was another cracking contest as well. We've really been blessed with some great contests tonight, some really close finishes in quite a lot of the races tonight, including this one. Callum Laurie and Thomas Payne fighting it out at the front of the field there.
Yeah, I think it was just under a second between them in the end. With Thomas coming away with the win with those very efficient underwaters and turns. It was clearly had an effect overall in the end result.
I'm just looking over to the medal presentation area, just waiting to see if the guys are there. I think they're just about to make their way over to the podium. And they've had probably about 20 minutes or so, in fact a little bit more because we had medal presentations, but they've gone for a swim down straight after that 400 IM.
Potentially, it depends if they're in the medley relay after. If not, I think they would just have waited because not enough time.
Last 8.
And I don't think Callum or Thomas are in a relay.
Angus Allison may well be in the relay because he's been in the Warrender team. He's won 2 junior titles this week. Another silver medal for Callum Laurie. He couldn't live with the pace of Thomas Payne. Swam an excellent 400 metres individual medley. He reverses the order of the leading 2. They were silver to Laurie and bronze to Payne in the 200 metres individual medley. Silver to Laurie and gold to Payne this time. Callum Laurie's the Scottish champion and the Scottish junior champion. As that young man Angus Allison. As I said a little bit earlier, Miles Lapsley, Mark Ford, Angus Allison been dominating those junior titles for the men. That's the only medal presentation of that batch. 1500 freestylers will be in after the relays. And here we come for the relays. 2 heats for the men's relay to start us off with. Got to think that very strong Edinburgh team in the second heat, but this is the first heat. Includes a couple of junior teams in this one, so they will be trying to post a junior time. Only one junior team in the next heat, and that's the team from Warren de Bass, who have won the 2 junior titles in the 2 relays that we've seen earlier this week. Dumfries go in lane number 2. And they will be the team closest to us. Glasgow University in lane 3. Aberdeen Dolphins junior team in lane 4. Arbroath St Thomas in lane 5. Carnegie junior team go in lane 6. South Aberdeenshire go in lane 7. And you would expect the times of this heat wouldn't challenge the times of the second heat, but just great to have a swim at the Scottish Championships. Everybody loves a relay.
Yeah, I mean the relay is the real opportunity to turn an individual sport into a team event, team discipline. Having that team behind you can often pull out a performance you didn't think you were capable of. And you've got those other individuals around you. It can really spur you on.
And you don't want to let them down, whatever you do. You don't want to let your relay teammates down.
I mean, letting people down, you need to be careful in the changeovers. I've had a few unfortunate disqualifications over the years where I've been culprit for an early changeover. It's a hard thing to perfect when you're on the edge of a tough competition between the likes of Loughborough or Bath or Stirling at the Bucks University Championships, which we often are. We've been guilty of a few disqualifications, but hopefully we don't see too many of them or any tonight.
Changeovers, vitally important of course in relays. You see some sort of different techniques in changeovers. People stepping into the changeover, the kind of traditional on the blocks, the swinging arms as well. So all these techniques have kind of been used by the teams this week. And it's whatever suits the team members, I suppose. We've seen freestyle, of course. It's all been freestyle relays earlier in the week. We're in the medley now, so we're in kind of a different dimension, if you like.
Yeah, the changeover can be a wee bit trickier on the breast and fly, especially for judging the glide. If someone's coming in with a very glidey stroke or a very short half stroke, it can really throw off the individual performing the takeover.
Stuart Crawford led the Glasgow University team in first position, and he hands over to Alexi Lindo on that second leg, but immediately the team in lane number 4, Aberdeen Dolphins, trying to come back on that Glasgow University team. James Taylor handed over to Cameron Sharp. They are a junior team, so we'll keep an eye on their time. And George Cowan for St Thomas, 1 lane up, handed over to Finlay Wallace, who's now coming through into second position for the Arbroath St Thomas team. And just going over now for Dumfries, Liam Eccleston handed over to Cameron Allison in that white cap. 2 teams at the top, Carnegie, Scott Smith and Adam Ballard on the first 2, and Jack Fiddis and Aaron Sinclair for South Aberdeenshire. 4 teams though. The breaststroke has kind of closed things up again.
It has a lot more squashed together now. Have a wee look here at the takeovers onto the fly leg. Got a few varying techniques on the block here. That's centre lane there, lane 4 with the newer style of takeover. 1 foot behind the wedge, 1 foot in front. I think it's the American NCAA system that first introduced that and brought that across to the UK. A few teams and individuals are adopting that now. But like you were saying earlier, it very much depends on the individual and what is most comfortable for them.
Well, Aberdeen Dolphins in lane number 4 just going over the wall now. Lane number 3, Glasgow University, Chris Muir, who is leading St Thomas's Ethan Brown. They are the two leading teams. With Aberdeen Dolphins, the home team, in between those two leaders. And on the outside, Dumfries with Cameron Gordon going well in lane number 3. But it is Glasgow University. Chris Muir is going to hand over to Aidan Berry now on this final leg. He steps into that changeover there, and it's a good one. It's given them an advantage here in the freestyle.
Very high rate here, loping stroke. Sort of every 2, every 4 breathing technique, breathing across to his competitor coming up on his left hand side.
Yeah, 2 lanes across. Maxwell Cattermole might be the favourite for this one as he just closes up on the Glasgow University swimmer Aidan Berry. It looks like Cattermole is just taking over the lead now, and he's going to be tough to catch now as he comes away on this final half length of the freestyle. It is a response from Aidan Berry, but I don't think it's going to be good enough. He is going to be certainly in second position. He's going to hold off the challenge of Dumfries' Bryce Proctor, but it's a good last leg here for Maxwell Cattermole. He will bring the St Thomas team home in front, and the St Thomas supporters enjoying that one. 4:10.92 for the Arbroath St Thomas team. First junior team home are the junior team from Aberdeen Dolphins. They finish with Kieran Breckenser in lane number 4, so we'll just keep an eye on that time. 4:20.83.
Yeah, that was a very strong finish there from Maxwell. Very powerful. Disqualification there for Carnegie in lane 6. Potentially a changeover.
Wow.
Hard to tell on an IM.
Yeah,
Really, could be a stroke return.
It is a common cause of disqualification in relays, so you wouldn't be surprised if it was.
Freestyle relays, it's often the turn, the takeover, but in the medley it can quite often be a turn infringement, whether it's 2-hand split, 1-handed turn, so it's kind of hard to tell.
Well, Carnegie, unfortunately, the junior team are disqualified in that one, so time for the second heat to aim for is Arbroath St Thomas's 4:10.92, and the junior team target is Aberdeen Dolphins 4:20.83. Well, you've got to think the teams in this second heat are more than capable of doing that. Again, with the possibility of relay changeovers, and if it's a very tight race, as you said, Jack, you know, you just might just go over the edge. You've got to make those changeovers count, but they've got to be legal.
Exactly. It's a different approach from lots of different teams. I remember the Americans are quite often a bit safer in their takeovers, but potentially a bit more power off the block, get further distance, whereas likes of the Italians are known for very small margins, like 0.0, 0.1 between them, but quite often the Americans will come out ahead, so it's really depends how well you can get off that block, how far and how powerful the changeover can actually be that really matters. An opportunity here for the backstroke legs for individuals to post a time.
Line up for this one, Aberdeen Performance B team closest to us. Warren Bath's A team in lane 1, Aberdeen Performance A team in 2, City of Glasgow A team in 3, Edinburgh University A team in lane 4, the B team in lane 5. So those yellow lanes, the favourites are Edinburgh University. City of Glasgow B team in 6, Leinster and Ulster side by side in 7 and 8, and Warren Bath's junior team in lane number 9. So Edinburgh University, even without Jack Thorpe, are got to be the favourites for this one.
You'd think so, but it's a very fast first 50 from Ryan Robertson from Glasgow. Oh, my apologies, Mark Ford from City of Glasgow. Closely followed by the Edinburgh swimmers. Scott Gibson, fresh off the back of the 50 backstroke title. Coming through in the centre now.
Scott Gibson just going ahead of Mark Ford, the junior swimmer from City of Glasgow, who's had a great week here, a number of junior titles as we said. And Scott Gibson gets in front for Edinburgh University, hands over to Andrew McIntosh, And City of Glasgow go with Max Hagan, who had that sensational breaststroke leg of the 400 metres individual medley just a short time ago, and he's going well in the early stages too.
Demonstrating his class in that breaststroke ability here. Very long, powerful stroke. Going well into the wall. Bit of a glide.
Oh, Max Hagan and Andrew McIntosh away ahead of the other teams here. Ross Young just being edged by Cameron Muir in lane number 6 now. The big four in the middle. The City of Glasgow A and B team and the University of Edinburgh A and B team. A real tussle, an Edinburgh Glasgow derby here in this final men's event here in Aberdeen.
Coming into the final leg here, we've got Ross Leslie, our third swim of the night. Got a bit of work to do. Looks like clean takeovers there. Good underwaters from the fly swimmers. Very close here so far.
Yeah, seemed to be a very good reaction there from Mark Elric. Seemed to be first away, but good underwater work there in lane number 4 from Ross Leslie. And these two are just side by side here. It's a very good contest here. Mark Elric and Ross Leslie in third position. It is Jonathan Tree for Edinburgh University, just edging the City of Glasgow team with Gregor Swinney on that butterfly leg for them, and it is absolutely nothing in it here as Ross Leslie tries to come back now alongside Mark Elric. This is the very final changeover here. There's absolutely nothing to choose between these two teams here as they come into the wall, and maybe just University of Edinburgh getting the touch there, but it's very close.
Oh, and yeah, and that's Grant Henderson absolutely flying down this first 50. My goodness, that was an extremely first 25. He went in even there and flying ahead. Grant Henderson had a very strong 100 yesterday, as did Scott at the start of the meet, but he's streaking away now.
Well, Grant Henderson is ahead of Scott Goby. What can Scott Goby do in the closing stage? You see Grant Henderson has really gone out fast. Will he pay for that early pace? Well, I don't think so. Scott Goby is coming back strongly, but surely he's not going to beat Grant Henderson here. Can City of Glasgow take this one from the University of Edinburgh? Scott Goby is coming back. It's not going to be enough though. Grant Henderson is holding on. Goby comes back, but Henderson will take it in 3:50.01. Scott Goby in second position for the University of Edinburgh. But Grant Henderson, what a final leg there. He gave everything, as did Scott Goby, coming back like a train in the closing stages, but couldn't quite close the gap.
Grant Henderson went out with blistering pace there. That was a very fast first 25. He really set himself up for that second half. He's got a lot of work to do getting over that wave, which he did just in the end, but it was a running out of pool situation there, as we've seen a few times tonight.
Well, the results are confirmed on the scoreboard. City of Glasgow take the scalp of Edinburgh University. 3:50.01 for the City of Glasgow team. They will be delighted with that one. Edinburgh University in second and third spot. City of Glasgow just losing out on that contest for the bronze medal position. And I have a special mention for the anchorman on that City of Glasgow B team, Jack McComish. He was the Deaflympic champion a couple of years ago. His last swim, Jack McComish, he's retiring from the swimming game.
No, he's been around it. We've been around a long time racing together. He's been at it a fair long time now. Didn't realise that was his last race.
Yeah, Jack McComish was, as I said, the Deaflympic champion a couple of years back. He's won a multitude of European and world deaf medals over the years. He's had a great career. It'll be sad to see him go. His final individual race was yesterday. His final race was tonight, anchoring that Glasgow team. So, best wishes for Jack in his future endeavours. He's had a great swimming career, that's for sure.
I'm sure he'll be glad to see his teammates getting in the podium there. Scottish champions.
Well, City of Glasgow, a little bit of a shock maybe, upsetting University of Edinburgh.
Potentially, I think favourites might have been Edinburgh, but Glasgow gave them a right run for their money. A powerful finish there from Grant Henderson.
Yeah, cracking last leg for Grant Henderson. First heat of the women's race just about to go here. We have 4 teams in this first heat and a full field in the second heat. South Aberdeenshire go in lane 3, Aberdeen Dolphins in lane 4, Swim Ulster junior team in lane 5, and Dumfries go in lane number 6. So a good start there, the Swim Ulster team. Charlotte Cullen going well in the early stages there. You see the Twitter hashtag, Jack, SNOC19, and Team Ulster team have been tweeting today saying that their women's junior team smashed the freestyle record yesterday. They're going for this medley record, so we'll keep an eye on that. The Ulster record, that is, for the junior teams. They're going well in the early stages. Charlotte Cullen led off the Swim Ulster team in lane number 5. Ava Simpson leading off the Dumfries team in lane number 6. And Sarah Hill, the 13-year-old, leading off Aberdeen Dolphins. She is coming back in the closing stages, actually. 3 teams touching pretty much together.
Great experience for a 13-year-old. Can't be many at this competition. Mixing in with some much more experienced swimmers and individuals. Wow. Ulster swimmer in lane 5, streaking ahead here. That is Ailey McCartney.
Yeah,
giving her teammates every opportunity to chase that record.
Yeah, Ailey McCartney's had a good week. He's featured in the front of the field in a couple of the heats that we've seen her swim, and obviously a very strong breaststroker, the Ulster swimmer. She's given the team great advantage over the second place team from Dumfries. Rachel Bezick from Dumfries on their breaststroke leg, and she's holding on to a comfortable second place. Aberdeen Dolphins, Katie Campbell is just being challenged now by Isla Yule from South Aberdeenshire, so it's an Aberdeen Dolphins South Aberdeenshire tussle. The bragging rights up for grabs there for the North East teams. But the Swim Ulster team is stretching away. Ellie McCartney will hand over to Taryn Barr. Charlotte Cullen led them off, the 15-year-old. They've got 3 14-year-olds to bring up the team here.
Very young team. It was a safe takeover there for Taryn, but I think she'll be keeping that record potential in the back of her mind, not wanting to risk it at all. It was good underwaters though. Streaking out away now. They're really pulling out the distance.
Well, the junior team from Swim Ulster have opened up a gap of, well, what's that? Just less than 15 metres, around about 12 metres or so, as they go into the second half of this butterfly. Second place, clear in second place, is Cara Myatt for Dumfries. And the tussle of the North East at this moment is being won by Jessica Christie of South Aberdeenshire, who's ahead of Jessica Kearns. Jessica Christie, one of the most experienced members of the team here, 23 years of age, Jessica Christie, showing her experience to pull her clear in third spot and bringing her back into contention against the team from Dumfries.
It's always hard coming in at this stage of the race with individuals spread out in the pool like this. There's often waves in the middle of the pool, and it can quite often disrupt your stroke. Just being able to adapt to that and not let it affect your race plan.
Well, Swim Ulster on the way with that final swimmer. It's Molly McAlorum. As we said, that Ulster team, they smashed the junior Ulster record yesterday in the freestyle relay. Are they going to do the same in the medley relay? The time they're looking for is 4:35.97, and they look like they might be on course for that one. They are miles ahead of the rest of the field.
Really showing their class here, and such a young team as well. It's very impressive stuff. So 4:55 the time needed. We'll keep an eye on the scoreboard as they come into the wall.
Yeah, into the last 15 metres. Let's see where they can go now. Is it going to be inside the 4:35.97 as they come into the closing stages now? We'll keep an eye on the clock, and it is 4:30.67, and that, subject to confirmation of course, is going to be a new junior Ulster record, and they've smashed another record, 5 seconds off the old mark, as Gemma McLeod comes in for Dumfries in second position, holding off the challenge of El Sutherland on that final leg for South Aberdeenshire, and Onyi Orbell finishes the distance for Aberdeen Dolphins in 4:50.67. Swim Ulster.
From such a young team, you'd think there's potential for years to come for that record to be broken even further with a 5-second improvement. There's clearly a lot of opportunity still there and available for them.
One 15-year-old and 3 14-year-olds. And subject to confirmation, of course, they've taken a new Ulster junior record. 4 minutes 30. Excellent swimming from the Ulster team. But now, wonder what their senior colleagues can do. They are in this final race of these championships. Warren de Bath's junior team go in lane 0. We have Swim Ulster's A team in lane 1. Warren de Bath's A team in lane 2. Aberdeen Performance in lane 3. Edinburgh University A and B team in the centre lanes, 4 and 5. City of Glasgow go in lane 6. Aberdeen Performance in 7 are a junior team. City of Glasgow Juniors are in lane 8, and Carnegie Juniors are in lane number 9. So 4 Scottish junior teams contesting for the junior title on the outside lanes. But in the centre lanes, Edinburgh University, well, are we going to tempt fate here, Jack? We said they were the favourites the last time. They got pipped by Glasgow, but this is a strong team from Edinburgh University.
I'm looking at the A team here, and it's Lucy Hope, Cara Hanlon, Tame Bruce and Rachel Masson. That's a very strong team. I'll be surprised, but you never know. Never say never. Got strong representation from Aberdeen and Glasgow. Edinburgh University B team. Be a good race.
Scottish club record. It's held by Edinburgh University, 405.61. Tough target for them, but as you said, Jack's very, very strong team. Led off by Lucy Hope, who's on top of the podium earlier on today. She goes for backstroke leg. Hand over to Cara Hanlon, also a multiple gold medalist this week. Lucy Hope off to a very good start there. Anna Main next to her in lane number 5. So the two Edinburgh University teams probably leading them through now. Although a good start from Morven Lister, right up there at the top for Carnegie Junior team.
Yeah, well, the Edinburgh University A team of all 4 individuals have medalled, if not one individual event. So combined, you would think it's a very strong contending team. Got the likes of Hannah Miley in the Aberdeen squad. Then Edinburgh University B team also strong representation.
Oh, Edinburgh University won the 4x100 freestyle. It was Aberdeen Performance that won the 4x200. So Edinburgh Uni have not had it all their own way here, but in this medley relay, the backstrokers have really taken them out well. Lucy Hope and Anna Main have taken them into the top 2 positions, and Cara Hanlon is already in the water for the A team, with Annabelle Guy-Johnson for the B team. But Cara Hanlon has had a great week, hasn't she?
She has indeed. That 68 in her individual is a very strong performance. Got Annabelle Guy-Johnson above. I believe it was a 111 she produced individually. She's getting closer to her season best. She's got the likes of Cara as a teammate, pulling her along. I believe that's Hannah Miley for Aberdeen, closing on Annabelle Guy-Johnson. Seen her how many times this competition, I don't even know, lost count. It's a good turn for Hannah Miley, coming up alongside Annabelle. It'll be close coming into this fly leg.
Yeah, Hannah Miley pulling Aberdeen Performance back into contention for second place, but I don't think she's going to catch Cara Hanlon, because Cara Hanlon has swum this excellently. The champion in the 100 metres breaststroke will hand over to the champion in the 100 metres butterfly, and that is Tame Bruce going in now for the Edinburgh University team. Hannah Miley's from a good leg, bring Aberdeen Performance through into second here, and she will hand over to Gaia Alcaraz on the fly leg, and it's Tara Hayworth in for the Edinburgh University B team in third place now.
Yeah, we've spread out quite a lot now after that breaststroke leg. I think we're certain of the top 3, but can the University B team pull back on Aberdeen? We've got a lot of work to do in the freestyle leg. Got Juliette Cassini
Well, Jane Bruce swam a great 100 metres butterfly despite that injury that she incurred just a few weeks ago at the Glasgow International. She recovered really well, under the 1 minute for the butterfly, and she's doing a great leg here, Tane.
It wasn't a very impressive individual performance of that 59.6. I think she surprised herself with that, and she's still managing to back it up after a very sore 200 fly earlier on this evening.
Well, Jane Bruce
take over there.
Oh, it was Rachel Masson in for that last leg for the Edinburgh University A team. Well, we'll just keep a little bit of an eye now on that junior record. I'm not sure it's going to be on for Rachel Masson, but it's going to be a good performance from the Edinburgh University A team. They are being followed now by Aberdeen Performance, who look like they might have that silver medal position sewn up. It's been a very good performance by the Aberdeen Performance team. Yasmin Perry on that last leg for the Aberdeen team, but they're not going to catch the leaders because Rachel Masson away and clear. No one is going to touch Rachel Masson here on this final leg.
No, very spread out here now. I think we know our winners. Very good performance all round, like you're saying, from Aberdeen there. It was a great performance. Coming into the final stages now.
Well, here comes Rachel Masson. She's going to bring Edinburgh University A team through to another title. It's gold for Edinburgh University A team at a time of 4:11.38. It's going to be silver for Aberdeen Performance. Yasmin Perry bringing them home, and Juliet Cassini brings Edinburgh University B team through for the bronze medal. And right at the bottom, Millie Milne finishes very, very strongly there for the Warrender Baths junior team, and that Warrender team will claim that junior title in a time of 4:28.35. So great swim there from the Warrender youngsters. They've got a good squad of youngsters both in the men and in the women, but no doubt about the winners. It was a class team. They were never really challenged there. Edinburgh University winning that 4:11.38.
Yeah, different story in compared to the men's there. Much more spread out race. It just shows you the class of the team. Like we were saying, they've all medalled, if not won, their individual events, so not very that surprising.
Absolutely not. 4:11.38. The winning margin was something like 7.5 seconds at the end. So Edinburgh University taking that title, and a good swim from Aberdeen Performance there. Another medal for Hannah Miley. She's still racking them up. What a collection she must have.
Fairly large collection. I think there was a disqualification there for Warrender, for the Warrender B team potentially, or the Warrender Senior. I'm not sure. It just came up at the board at the end. Missed that.
Yeah, I think it was disqualification. I think the junior team were safe though, so I think they will claim the junior title. There we are, the Warrender team there. That time in 4th place for Warrender Bass. That was the junior team. So the junior team will be safe for the junior title. I think that must have been the A team for Warrender that were disqualified, the team that went in lane number 2. So
interestingly, the Warrender junior team is substantially further ahead than Warrender A. So shows you the depth of the junior contingent at Warrender at the moment.
Yeah, they've won a few junior titles this week here at these championships. That's the last swimming action for us to enjoy here from Aberdeen. Medal presentations of course to come, and the all important presentations of the best swimmer of the meet, and also the team trophy as well, which is always very coveted. Team trophy, all the teams like to have that.
There's this very close 1500, 3rd and 2nd place. What was it, 200ths of a second?
200ths at the end. Catherine Bailey just being pipped, almost cracking a smile. Catherine Bailey, she has had a good week. Catherine Bailey, a great 800 freestyle and a great 1500 freestyle as well. And Katie Taylor just had enough to hold off the youngster for that silver medal. But what a good swim from Kaylin Hall at the front. That was fantastic.
Very interesting tactics, taking it out and then really settling into her stroke. She took command of the race and led from start to finish.
She absolutely did. 103 on that first 100. She was never headed. She looks a little bit embarrassed to be at the top of the podium there. And she gets the junior medal to go with that senior medal. She has done the double. Not many have done that this week. Maybe I think just one other. I think Ellie Turner from Carnegie did that in the 200 backstroke. So Kaylin Hall joining an exclusive club.
And I think the 1500 and 800 now at Olympics will be male and female. So among the changes that they're including, along with some mixed medley events. So the 1500 for women has now become more of a focused event, because I think originally it was just the 800 that was available at the Olympics. So it's now opened it up to everyone now for the 8 and 15. So yeah. More scope for potential open water swimmers to drop down. You might see some of that going on.
Yeah, traditionally the 800 for the women, but as you said, there's extra events now offered. And, well, medal presentations for the men's relay. Maybe
sea
not
of
the
red
result.
with a central column of blue.
The City of Glasgow team, I hardly believe they've managed to do that, but it's a great performance from them. Andrew Sawkins, Ross Young, Jonathan Tate, Fraser Meadows, bronze medalist for the Edinburgh University B team. And they held off the challenge of the City of Glasgow B team to win that bronze medal. The A team from Edinburgh University, Scott Gibson, led them off well. Andrew McIntosh on the breaststroke, Ross Leslie on the butterfly, and Scott Goldby, what a finish he had there, coming back in the second 50, just wasn't quite enough.
Yeah, it was well paced, but not quite well enough. It was, like we were saying, running a bit of pull at the end there. Yeah, I mean, it was, Grant Henderson absolutely flew in that first half of the race and just left a mountain of work for Scott to overcome.
Well, there are the champions. Mark Ford, another medal for the junior swimmer. Max Hagan really come through on the breaststroke this week. Some cracking races from him. Mark Elrick, a medalist in the butterfly 200, gold medalist in the relay now. And Grant Henderson, what a finish he had. What a start he had that first 50.
Just a very efficient takeover. Very efficient takeover. I noticed he was really attacked it and transitioned well into that opening 25 and held on the whole way.
Just about holding off the challenge from Scott Godby at the end there. Lauren DeBas junior team take the junior title again. I think that's 3 junior titles for this Warrender squad in the 3 relay events. Samuel Chittleborough, Jamie Littlefield, Jason English and Angus Allison. Another medal for him. He's got a rack of medals as well, Angus Allison, this week. Edinburgh Uni team don't seem too disheartened on the left.
Well, as long as they're enjoying themselves, it's alright.
Nice shots there.
At least it makes for a symmetrical photo.
It does. Photographers will be happy. Ian Wright, the Glasgow coach, he'll be happy as well.
He'll be very happy. Interesting to see what Grant Henderson's final split there was. I didn't actually notice.
Going to make them stay there now. Yeah, that's it. Well done, guys. Final medal presentation. Not the final presentation, of course, of the championship. Still got a couple more to come for the best swimmer and for the best team. But the women, well, no surprises for this one. It's a really, really strong team that Edinburgh University put out. Like you said, Jack, almost all of them medalists, gold medalists in the individual events that they were actually swimming there. Cara Hamlin's had a good competition as well. She stretched the lead away on the breaststroke after Lucy Hope had given her that lead. University B team taking the bronze medal. Anna Main, Annabelle Guy-Johnson, Clara Hayworth and Juliet Cassini. Medal's been presented by my old Paralympic teammate Andrew Lindsay.
Oh, that's nice to see.
He's a gold medalist the Paralympics in Sydney and in Athens, 2000, 2004. Now living up here in Aberdeen, so it's
What
good to see.
classification was he?
He was S7.
S7.
Classification had an unbeaten run in the 100 backstroke S7, which lasted for 10 years.
Wow.
From 1997 right through to 2007. Incredible record, Andrew Lindsay. It's great to see him attending here. Well,
We've got a Code Aqua, I'm not really sure what that means.
yeah, there's a Code Aqua at the pool here. It would have to happen just in the very last presentations.
Well, I think that was one of the Edinburgh University men's team has flicked a switch over there on the left hand
so,
side.
yeah.
I think that's potentially a drowning alarm someone's just set off.
Oh dear.
Maybe
Well.
Scott Gorby needed that after his 100 freestyle
Yeah,
finish.
maybe. Well, we hope it's just someone who has flicked a switch. We hope it's not a real alarm. We'll find out. The pool staff will be right on to that.
Yeah, I've got some finger pointing over going towards Scott Gorby. I think he's pushed the button.
Oh. Oh, we're just waiting for this alarm to go off now. The Aberdeen team are just about to have their... Oh, there we go. Yeah, somebody's caught up with Scott Gorby, I think. You're right. He's going to get the blame now. It's too late, he should have done that.
Maybe someone should have hit it on that final leg. He did it. He did a good job.
He did.
He came back well.
Well, the Aberdeen team, Orla Adams, Hannah Miley, Gaia Alcaraz and Yasmin Perry. And the winners, University of Edinburgh A team, Lucy Hope, leaving them off on the backstroke, Cara Hanlon on the breaststroke. Tame Bruce was the winner of the 100 butterfly. She did the butterfly leg, and Rachel Masson anchored them home. And the junior team, was a good performance there for Warren Baths, finishing 4th overall, we think. Abby Sinclair, Katie Goodburn, Natalie Jones and Millie Milne. They are the junior champions. So junior champions Warren Dart and the gold medalists, the Edinburgh University 18. Aberdeen performance, got a good squad there as well, getting onto the podium again in these relays. Another medal for Hannah Miley.
It was a comfortable second place performance. Hannah had a very strong breaststroke leg there. Pulled away from Annabelle Guy Johnson. Potentially caught up or sustained position with Cara. Good way for her to finish her competition.
Absolutely. We have another couple of special presentations to come. Just before they come on, what's your plans now for going into the next season then, Jack? You're away to the US Nationals in a few weeks. Then Summer Nationals first, of course, down south.
Summer Nationals, US Nationals, kind of back to back. Treat that as one long meet, and then we'll bit of downtime, and then there's some camps, some altitude camps we've got planned, and a bit more racing ahead of the long course season. So we get a bit of long course season racing in prior to the short course. So that'll be an interesting new approach that we'll utilise.
Well, this is a presentation for the best performance from an individual, either male or female, based on FINA points. It's Kiana McInnes accepting the trophy on behalf of Kathleen Dawson, one of your Scottish teammates. Kathleen Dawson swimming the 100 metres backstroke, the highest FINA points, and fantastic swim that was for Kathleen Dawson yesterday. She's another one recovering from injury, right back on form.
Yeah, she's clearly adapted very well and done a great job to come back with such a strong performance and overall FINA point winner. Put her in good standing for tapered competitions to come, which I believe will be the US Nationals, I think.
Yeah, I believe so. Kathleen Dawson going to that as well as yourself, and of course she's another one who'll certainly have an eye on next year, the big year, of course.
Yeah.
The Olympic year, Olympic trials we already spoke about in April. You have the camps leading up to that. It's got to be a possible, it's got to be a target for you, the Olympic Games.
Of course, it's always in your mind. It's one of these things that there's such a long build up to these events that it kind of becomes all consuming, like your focus and your energy. So everything we're doing from the end of this season onwards really is going to be towards that peak performance at trials, to really do everything we can to get on that team, whether it's individuals for really performances, individual slots. There's lots of people at Edinburgh who could potentially be on that team.
And of course you're Scottish record holder, of course, in the 50 freestyle. You're very close to that record. You know, you're bang on form, you're bang where you want to be at this stage, but you're going to have to push it again to the next level to make that team.
Indeed. I mean, I think it's going to take a 48, 48 mid potentially to really secure yourself in that position in the 4x1, maybe an individual. And then in the 50, I mean, obviously you've got the likes of Benjamin Proud and David Cumberledge really pushing out. So I think everything will be all to play for in those events, but I think for the winners it'll be a clear-cut situation.
Yeah, of course, Duncan Scott as well, the Commonwealth champion on the 100 freestyle as well. But you know, these relay spots always up for
and
grabs,
having individuals
really
like Duncan and like Ben, it pushes you on, and you've got someone that close to home that's that level, that calibre. It's only beneficial.
And it's going to be good for the team as well. If you make that team, it's going to be very competitive come Tokyo with some great individuals there. Well, you guys have done it, Jack.
Yeah, I think from day one we were ahead and kind of stayed there, if not pulled away ever since. So it was a great performance all round from everyone.
Well, just to recap on the top 5 spots here: Warren de Bath Club, 5th position, 605 points. The points are calculated on the individual performances in the finals throughout the 4 days of competition. University of Aberdeen were in 4th spot, 823 points. University of Stirling, 980.5 points. City of Glasgow in 2nd place, 1160.5. But the winners, convincing winners, 1,416.5 points for your teammates, Jack. Edinburgh University, and worthy winners they are. Absolute quality setup in Edinburgh University, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is the final action of our Scottish Open Championships 2019 from here in Aberdeen Sports Village. Jack, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you very much for your company tonight. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope everyone has enjoyed the 4 days of action at home. My name's Paul Noble. It's been my pleasure to take you through the action for all the 4 days of finals, and hopefully you will tune in again to Scottish Swimming's live stream at future events. It's been a great championship, so to everyone I will say bye for now and hope to see you back again soon.